This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. And by Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank is always ready to lend a hand in the communities that they serve. Log on to MidwestBank.com to find out more.
Thursday night Class A baseball at Norfolk Veterans Memorial Field. Norfolk Panthers taking on Lincoln Northstar. Brought to you by Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need us. Hi, Andrew Pfeiffer alongside my partner Lou Siefker. Lou, we're getting into a little bit of this is our game two, actually. Game one happened around 4:30 and just concluded probably 20, 30 minutes ago. And if you're curious as how that one ended, well, Norfolk was trailing by a run for basically the majority of the game until bottom of the seventh inning. They were able to walk it off and get the win in the first game. So the Norfolk Panthers take game one. We're just about ready to get game two underway here. Lou, this will be an exciting matchup.
Well, I think both these teams are teams that I think they both have higher expectations than they've had recently. I think they both like their lineups. They like the way these teams compete. I think you saw that in the first game when it came right down to the last at bat. I expect much of the same here in game number two.
First pitch is dealt away, swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-1. Up to bat for Northstar is Austin McKillop. Second pitch too high. Count even at 1.
That's Ethan Sinovic that's pitching for the Norfolk Panthers. Big, tall left-hander, about 6'5". And McKillop, obviously, he now the leadoff batter batting lefty. So you got a lefty-lefty matchup here to start the ball game.
Kicks, deals. Ball popped up right field. And under it is Norfolk. There's the first out. One down for Norfolk.
I think both these teams, as we mentioned, teams that feel like they can do something this year. Norfolk Panthers started the year, they won it against Columbus in a tight ball game. Then they had to play Lincoln East, and Lincoln East, the defending state champs, they might be better this year than they were a year ago. They got some transfers, really looked good, and they swept Norfolk. But then, of course, Norfolk winning game number one. And this to go 2-2. And Northstar, this is a team that can hit. They had 22 runs against Omaha Buena Vista earlier this year.
Kicks and deals just a little bit too high. Counts at 1-1. That was Sawyer Wolf who came up with that grab out in right field.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's still over.
Lincoln Northstar trying to get the bats going again like they did in the first game. Swing and a miss.
It's nice. It looked like an off-speed pitch. Took something off of that. Got ahead of Sam Schaefer, the batter.
Here's the 1-2. Now even at 2.
And certainly both teams, you want to pitch well early. Keep players off of the base pads if you can.
Right into the glove. Oh, my goodness. Of Sinovic, who was just ready for it. And that came off fast of Schaefer's bat and right into the mitt of Sinovic. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Sinovic right off of his follow-through, but played good defense, squared up, and made that play, made that look easy for the second out here of inning number one. We'll see it again. Watch this liner right back toward that glove on the right side. He played that well.
Got the energy going a little bit here. Nice heads-up play from Sinovic. He then proceeds to throw a strike, 2 outs.
And Northstar coming off a loss to Fremont in their last ball game before the opening of this doubleheader.
Tad high, count even at 1. So the Panthers are obviously riding the momentum from this first game, but it hasn't been that way all season, as they're currently at a record of 2-2. They were 1-2 coming into this game, but they were able to fight back here towards the end and take this game one, as where the Navigators, on the other hand, have been pretty even heading into this matchup. They were 2-2, now dropped down to 2-3. And there's a high fly ball deep to left center field. Does it get down? It does. Past the center fielder, and here goes Schaefer rounding second. Going to third. Here's the cutoff, and he's going to stay on third, and there's a triple for Schaefer as he's going to get into scoring position for the Navigators.
It was Braden Sunken that did that hit. That's not only a good, obviously you found the gap, but good base running, just getting on your horse there and getting to third, getting that first run there to third is big. Now, even with 2 outs, this is where games are won or lost. A lot of times, these 2-out hits with runners in scoring position.
First pitch ripped away into left field, and here comes Sunken right after the triple. Now rounding going to second is Klein, and the ball whizzes over the second baseman's head, but they'll leave him there on second, but Klein picks up an RBI. Sunken gets his way home, gets the first run for Lincoln Northstar.
That's a good piece of hitting by Klein. Just got enough on it. Put it in play. Bring that run in from third.
So 2 outs, runner on second. Up to bat is that's Easton Westland. First pitch right through, 0-1.
Now, for Norfolk, one of the things they've talked about is limiting damage, not allowing those big innings, especially with 2 outs. You want to finish this thing off. You gave up 1 run, get out of this inning with not much damage done.
Here's the 0-1 from Sinovic. Off the bat, fouled away. 0-2.
Please return foul ball to the third base dugout.
And certainly, if you're Sinovic here, you've got control of the count, as you want to be able to finish this batter off.
It's okay. I went the same way,
Here's the 0-2 Panthers trying to get themselves out of a jam now. Dangerously sitting at third is Caden Klein, who's able to take advantage of the wild pitch to get himself even closer. Go ahead, Lou.
Yeah, I'm going to say that one definitely got away from Zinovic. Almost, it could have hit Westland, but went way over his head.
So Klein sitting at third, and there's a chopper to first base. Not going to matter, as that is scooped up, and that'll be the third out. That ball was scooped up by Wes Coing, as he will end the top of the first inning for the Norfolk Panthers. When we return, Lincoln Northstar taking over the plate when we come back.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Bottom of the first inning here at Norfolk Veterans Memorial Field. 1 run so far for the Lincoln Northstar Navigators. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer alongside Lou Siefker. Let's take a look at our school spotlight, brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit currency.gocurrency.com. And let's take a look at Lincoln Northstar. 291,000 population in Lancaster County. 1,488 total enrollment And their mascot is the Navigators, which sometimes you can get confused with the Columbus Discoverers, but Navigators, Discoverers, just two of the great nicknames that have been named throughout the state of Nebraska.
And the other thing that can confuse you sometimes, Andrew, is Navigators sometimes call themselves the Gators, which obviously is a large reptile. So
on the mound for the Navigators, or Gators as you would call them, Austin McKillop. He's a junior. And leading things off for the Norfolk Panthers is C.J. Hoffman. First pitch bobbled. Down in the dirt, 1-0.
C.J. Hoffman was a All-State honorable mention selection a year ago. Going to be playing baseball for Southeast Community College next year. So he's an excellent hitter at that top of that lineup for the Panthers.
C.J. Hoffman is actually our key player to watch. And here's the reason why, is there's a nice base hit and maybe a little extra into right field. C.J. Hoffman safe at second, just off the third pitch.
That was a really nice hit. Inside out swing. It drove that into right field, almost tailed away there from the left fielder. But ends up with a double. That's exactly, if you're Norfolk, you want to start out, get that leadoff runner on, and if you can get him in scoring position with nobody out, that's even that much better.
And so after the double from Hoffman, that brings on Easton Sullivan. Sullivan's the shortstop. First pitch high, 1-0. And with no outs left for the Norfolk, no outs have been put on yet. So this could give him an opportunity with Hoffman in scoring position to quickly tie up the game and maybe get some of that momentum back.
Well, I know one thing that Coach Ryan Dish has talked about is he believes this team can run. They can get some bases stolen. There's a grounder that's going to strand the runner.
Grounder to short. Easy throw, easy catch. 6-1, first out for the Navigators. And now up for the Panthers is Ethan Sinovec, who pitched in the top of the first inning. Now he's getting his chance at the plate. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. So I'll tally up the first strike.
You go from runner at second, nobody out. Now, if you're McKillop, you're going to try to pitch out of this, try to get this out. And much like Norfolk last inning, try to limit damage. One out hit won't hurt you if you keep runners off the base path.
Slider fouled away on the second pitch. That'll move the count to 0-2.
I was mentioning earlier, Andrew, that I think Coach Dish feels like this team can run and steal bases. You talked about it against Lincoln East. Didn't have a whole lot of chances. They have pretty superior pitching staff and really know how to hold runners, but they feel like throughout this year they can do some damage stealing bases.
And you can almost really read the body language of Hoffman right off the pitch. He's looking like he's ready to go, but I think they are trying to work in those aggressive steals, especially if they have the speed on their side in order to do so. So 1-2. Ball is outside. Count even at 2-2 for Ethan Sinovec.
Too bad of a pitch by McKillop. Just a little outside, but he's trying to get Sinovec to chase that third strike.
Kicks and deals, ground ball to second. Easy throw over to first, and that'll get the second out. Good play there from Lincoln Northstar. And so now 2 outs. You have a runner on third. Norfolk trying to squeeze in a run before the inning is over.
That pitch jammed Sinovic a little bit there. Didn't get much wood on it, or in this case, I guess, aluminum on it.
And now here comes, like you said, that aggressive base running, and now the game is tied. Stealing home. Who else but C.J. Hoffman?
Man, I'm not sure. I don't know that Hoffman got the best jump in the world, but he's so fast. And that ball went tailed all the way to the backstop, which made it pretty easy for Hoffman to get that run. Good job to recognize the play and make something happen.
So after the wild pitch, we are at a tie ball game, 1 run apiece. As that ball's ripped right into the glove of the shortstop, and that's the 3rd out. And so Norfolk Panthers, they do get a run quick at the bottom of the 1st. As we are now at a tied ball game at 1 run apiece, we'll be right back with the top of the 2nd.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you've got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, the wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Back here, top of the 2nd inning. We are tied at 1 run apiece between the Norfolk Panthers and the Lincoln Northstar Navigators. Hi, Andrew Pfeiffer and Lou Siefker. And Lou, we saw an exciting end to that 1st inning.
Yeah, I think McKillop did a nice job pitching out of trouble there. Despite the pass ball that gave the Panthers a run, gave up the leadoff double and then really limited damage. Now you got Jace Coleman, the senior center fielder for the Navigators at the plate.
Jace Coleman looked like he was grazed. I wasn't sure if the ball made contact with him. He kind of scooted back, but looks like he'll stay on the plate. So the count will be 2-0.
Might have went off Schick's glove there. Might kind of change trajectories.
Sees that one through for a strike. Count at 2-1. Let's take a look at our 1st inning sponsor, brought to you by John Henry's. Our family serving yours. There's a ground ball ripped right into 3rd. Over to 1st. Easy pitch and catch. And there's one down for the Panthers.
That play look easy. That's what you want to do in a game like today, is let your defense play defense. Pitch to contact and allow your guys to make plays. That was Hudson Waldo there at 3rd with the routine play to get that 1st out.
And you have Wes Coing on the other side standing at 1st. Up into right. There's out number 2 off the 1st pitch.
Quick in. The Panthers.
That was Noah Hendricks who came up and grabbed. That's the bat is Jaden Johnson.
Andrew, with the weather the way it was earlier, I walked out this afternoon and it was raining and sleeting. You wondered if you get this game in. Now it's chilly out there, but I think the overall environment is not bad. I mean, it's not ideal baseball weather, but for the bipolar weather that we get around here in spring in Nebraska, I think overall this isn't too bad. The wind's not howling. Pretty decent conditions.
It's dried up a little bit. Made contact off the swing there. So now count is at 1-2, and like you said, Lou, Navigators could be looking at a quick inning. So here's the 1-2 from Sinovic, as there's a chopper into short. Easy play on over, and that's the third out of the top of the second. And that was a great play. Over from Easton Sullivan onto Wes Coing on the connection for the third out. And Norfolk will have another chance at the plate.
Norfolk will be Raymakers, Wolf, and Henricks.
Well, I like the fact Sinovic did a good job. He was in the strike zone there that entire inning, and as we mentioned, you want to pitch to contact. It's a little bit chilly. If you can jam a batter, that's usually a good thing in this type of weather, but in any weather, honestly. But Sinovic did a good job with the quick inning. Now, if you're McKillop and Northstar, you'd like to do the same thing. You'd like to have 3 up, 3 down.
And a reminder to all the folks at home who don't normally watch Nebraska high school baseball, these games do go to 7 innings. And so if you're wondering why everyone's shaking hands and running off the field when they're supposed to be stretching, then there's your answer. Still tied at 1 run apiece. Leading off the bottom of the second for the Panthers.
The center fielder, Carter Raymakers.
That is Carter Raymakers, center fielder.
Come on, Carter! Come to it! Come on, Carter! Go!
First pitch, breaking ball, low and away. Count goes to 1-0. Let's go ahead and look at our second inning sponsor, brought to you by Sartor Hartman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. And now 1-0. Popped up out of play. We're now tied at 1-1.
It was a pretty good swing by Raymakers, just a little bit quick on it. Got around on it quickly and pushed that one foul down that left side.
Two and one. Pressure's on McKillop to replicate as that ball is popped up high. Looks like it's going to short as the catch is made, and the first out is given for the Navigators.
Sometimes, especially with these skies, they're a little bit grayer, but sometimes you get the high clouds, and it's, you sometimes you play day games and the sun's a problem. Sometimes where you're not quite at night and the sky is like it is now, you can lose that baseball. That's a good job to get underneath that and make sure you get that out. But again, sometimes you can lose that baseball in those high skies.
That was Easton Westland who came up with that catch for the Navigators. That brings up Sawyer Wolf, the right fielder. Count 2-1. Kicks, deals, swing and a miss. We're now at 2-2.
McKillop went inside that time against Wolf, challenged him inside and threw it past him.
Here's the 2-2. Wild pitch, ball got away. Good thing there's no one on base for the Panthers to go ahead and steal.
I've seen a few wild pitches so far. Sometimes the cold weather makes it difficult to grip the baseball.
Fouled away. Whoa, actually hit the light pole and bounced right back on in. Couldn't do that twice if you tried.
We're going to see a scene from the natural out there. Except that was a foul ball, not a home run. Sometimes your hands get cold, as mentioned, and you don't get the grip you do when it's warmer.
So Sawyer Wolf looks like he's getting a base hit. That ball was bobbled by Easton Westland, who just couldn't get it in the glove, and making it over into first base. That's a base hit for Sawyer Wolf. So that'll chalk up the first E for the Navigators.
Yeah, they're gonna call that an error.
Come now, Sawyer. Let's go, kid. Come on, I know.
That ball's popped up into foul territory, but they could come up with it. His catcher's unable to do so. As he runs into the fence, gets up, seems to be okay. Astounding effort trying to chase that foul ball, but just came up short. Noah Henricks fouls the first pitch off, and so he's looking at an 0-1.
And Schaefer, the catcher there, you like the hustle. That's a difficult position. That was a position that I never wanted to play, was catcher, because you got a lot of responsibility back there, and I never liked taking those foul balls off my knees, off my fingers. Those guys are tough.
The toughest position in baseball, as they might say. That ball sees through for a strike.
Come on, Noah. Come on, Noah. That's one off, bud. There you go. Battle here, kid.
So now, Henricks looking at an 0-2. One away still for the Panthers. As that's a wild pitch. Here goes the steal. Sawyer Wolf successfully steals second base off the wild pitch from McKillop.
Now, Wolf was leading off, and when he saw that ball pass, he
Come now, Noah. Here we go, kid.
took off to second. So now another Panther in scoring position.
Come on, bud. Come on, Noah. 2-5. 2-5.
So runner on second. Here's the 1-2.
Get on, boy.
McKillop just trying to find his rhythm. Go, 2-2. Ripped right into left field. That's a base hit. That's going to bring in the second run for the Norfolk Panthers. Is rounding for home is Sawyer Wolf as the Panthers take the lead off of a base hit from Noah Henricks. Panthers lead at 2-1.
Ball shot there into left field by Henricks. Was sitting on that pitch. Looked like a fastball. Just drove it into left field. And that's, if you're the Panthers, that's exactly what you want. You get somebody in scoring position, get those bats rolling. And I think Coach Dish is excited about. I think there's a lot of experience coming back, and they really feel good about what they have out there with the bats.
So now after the RBI from Henricks, Wes Coing hits it into the same territory. And Henricks is rounding second, going to third. It looks like he'll actually stay back. Wes Coing gets a base hit. Now you have runners on first and second.
The Panthers with back-to-back singles. You got Caleb Schick coming up here.
Now only one out for the Panthers. Runners on first and second. As the momentum is starting to heat up from the bats of the Panthers. And McKillop is potentially going to work his way out of a one-out jam. that ball whizzed by the head of Schick. My goodness.
That one definitely got away from McKillop. Trying to pitch inside, and it might have been another one of those where you just don't get the grip you want and it gets away from you.
And with only one out in the bottom of the second, if McKillop can't get his pitches under control, he might have an early night. Here's the 1-0. Right down the center. Now looking at a 1-1.
I think that was off speed. And Schick, I think, was fooled on that pitch.
1-1 pitch. Kicks, deals, swings, miss. 1-2. You can really still start to see those aggressive leadoffs that those runners are taking for Norfolk.
And they see a hit and run here.
One, two. There's a ground ball to short. Over to first. There's the second out. But now you have two runners in scoring position.
Well, again, this is kind of what the Panthers have talked about a lot about, is getting these hits not only with runners in scoring position, but with two outs. A lot of times what separates good teams from really good teams is teams that can hit in these situations. You get people on, you've got two down. How disciplined are you at the plate, and can you put it in play?
And I think if you're McKillop, you definitely don't want that to get in your head, as there is a high fly ball deep to center field. Excuse me, that's right field. And they're going to call him out. Almost kind of looked like he dropped it there for a second, but was able to corral it in. That gets the third out. That will end the second inning. Norfolk Panthers found a way to get another run up on the board as they now lead it 2-1 over the Navigators. This is NCN Sports Now.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Top of the third inning, Norfolk Panthers lead it 2-1 over the Lincoln Northstar Navigators. Let's go ahead and take a look at our third inning sponsor by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. And Lou, that was a quite eventful back half of the second inning.
Yeah, Norfolk moved some runners around and had a chance to maybe extend that lead. They get they get that go-ahead run that started with an error when Sawyer Wolf reached on an error, but they moved him around and brought him in on a couple of base hits to left field. And then the fly out there to right field ended that inning. Now you've got Mr. Noah Downs at the plate. He was the one that made the catch. I think it was his cap that came off. I thought the same thing. I thought, did he drop that baseball? But one of the guys stooped over and picked it up, and nobody was hurrying. I think it was his cap or something that fell off there. It was not the baseball.
Kind of a brief panic moment, but turned out okay. First pitch is a ball.
Noah Downs is playing right field tonight. He also pitches. He's a junior.
Ooh. And he was hit.
Yeah, might went off his foot there. That hurts. Especially when it's cold, when you bounce one, foul one off the top of your foot.
He'll step back into the box. He's just taking some time to walked that one off really quick and just trying to test his plant foot. So 1-1. Kicks, deals. 1-2.
Nice job catching that outside corner there. And that puts Downs in a hole.
Noah Downs. Sitting at 2-2.
Good discipline there by Downs. Looked like an off-speed pitch. And it was a little short there, trying to get Downs to chase it a little bit.
And that ball beamed into the second baseman, right into the glove of C.J. Hoffman. And there's the first out for the Panthers.
And there you go. Great job there by the shortstop. Hoffman's a good player. He can play just about anywhere.
So now 1 out away. That brings up the pitcher, Austin McKillop. They like to keep him in that pitcher designated hitter role, which is quite odd sometimes. You don't normally see that.
Yeah, you see it more in high school. A lot of times you get guys like, in this case, McKillop and the aforementioned Hoffman that we talked about. Guys can just play. They can pitch well, but they can also handle the bat and play the field. They're just complete players. And usually at this level, you don't really specialize a lot. If you're good, the coach will find somewhere for you to play, even if you're not pitching.
So the 2-0 whizzes by the head of McKillop. So now it is 3-0. That's a wild pitch, gets away from Sinovic, and McKillop will take first.
First walk of the game for either team.
For the Navigators, number 12, the catcher, Sam Schaefer.
So now that brings up the catcher, Sam Schaefer, for the Navigators. After, like you said, Lou, was the first walk of the evening. And that ball is ripped into third. Throwing over. He might beat out the throw, and he is safe. Wow. Use a little bit of speed there to beat past the throw, and now you got runners on first and second.
That's a tough play for Waldo. And especially, watch the speed. Watch him leg this out. Great job by Schaefer. He's got long legs, got some speed. Extend that and beat that throw. That's an excellent job. Now, Navigators are in business. 2 on and only 1 down.
Sinovic lets it go. Stealing third and stealing second. So now you have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 down.
We talked about Norfolk wanting to run bases. That time it was Northstar, very aggressive. McKillop jumped all over that one and made it to third very easily.
And when you have 2 runners in scoring position, the last person you want to see up at the plate is Braden Sunken.
Yep, you've got the Northstar's best hitter now. Got 2 runners in scoring position. That's got to be careful here. If you're Sinovic, can't allow him to have a big hit.
You can really tell that Sunken's trying to get aggressive with those pitches, trying to get a hold of one. Just spring this game open for the Navigators. But Sinovic is trying to tie him up inside. That's from that last pitch. Now you're looking at a 1-1 and only 1 out down.
If you're Norfolk, you hate to see the guy with a .455 batting average at the plate right now with runners in scoring position. That's a bad situation for the Panthers. And obviously very good for Northstar. You don't bat .455 without being good, even when you're down in the count. Sucking down 1 and 2 right now, but he's got such good plate discipline. You got to make an excellent pitch to get him out.
So Sunken sizing up Sinovac, waiting for his pitch. And there is a fly ball to left field. Does it get down? It does. Here comes another run for the Navigators. And getting to second base is Sunken and picks up an RBI himself. And so just like that, we're back tied at 2 runs apiece.
Yeah, he didn't even get all of that one. He was trying to send that one down that line and kind of, I mean, he got enough of it, obviously, but it landed in front of the right fielder, or rather the left fielder out there. But it's a big hit and scores a run. You'll take it every single time.
So the teardrop into left field brings McKillop home. And here we go again into right field ground ball. Brings in yet another runner. This time, Sam Schaefer. And now the Navigators have the lead with only 1 down.
Watch that, just a pull hitter there into right field. Perfectly placed. And another RBI, and big inning right now for the Northstar Navigators.
And it looks like Coach Dish is going to have a word with Sinovac. His evening might be over. Maybe they'll just talk it out.
Yeah, I think this is just to settle him down here a little bit, slow things down, and try to get out of this inning. Again, Norfolk, that's one of their emphasis this year that at times they've struggled with is giving up those big innings. You got to limit the damage. Now with 1 out, I think that's the conversation right now is how do you do that? How do you what do you want your pitcher to throw, and what are you looking for from Northstar? I know Northstar is going to try to challenge on the base pads here.
Let's see if the mound visit got Sinovac to calm down a little. He's now up against the left-handed batter. And that is Easton Westland. First pitch called strike. Oh, he was almost caught trying to steal home, maybe get himself in a pickle. Did he get him? He got him. Oh my goodness. That happened so fast.
Yeah. Got him in a rundown, trying to make a play. That's what we just talked about. You know they're going to be aggressive out there. And sometimes the aggression can backfire on you. It's a good job on the rundown by the Panthers to get that out. That's a big out. Not only is the second out, but it eliminates that runner at third.
That is a huge heads-up play from Caleb Schick, who's sitting at that catcher spot. Was able to run down the third baseman and pick up that second out. And so now there's less of a threat looming for the Panthers. And all you need is 1 more. Tied up at 1 here. That pitch outside. Able to be corralled in from Schick. So now the count is at 2-1.
Trying to get Westland to chase outside. Westland's doing a good job to not chase those low and outside pitches.
Not going to call it. 3-1. Favorable count for Westland. Potentially to advance a runner.
I think he would have the green light here. 3-1. Good hitter in that 5 spot.
So he will walk. As Westland takes first base, now you have a runner on first and second. And that brings up Jace Coleman. Coleman, the center fielder. will have his second appearance of the night.
And Coleman grounded out in the second.
Still have range though, CJ.
And so now runners on first and second. Sinovic was given the nod to stay in the game. Stealing third. The ball gets by. Here he goes. From third base onto home after a wild throw to third. And the Navigators take an extra run before the inning is over. That was Caden Klein who ran home from third.
Well, Klein's having a good ball game. He's already has 2 RBIs and now scores the 4th run of the game for the Navigators off that wild throw.
So now 4-2 is your score. As we are just still at the top of the 3rd inning. 3 runs so far for the Navigators. And danger still is looming, and here's the steal over to third. That time was able to at least be corralled in and wasn't a wild throw. But now you have a runner in scoring position. Here's the 1-1. Here's a wild pitch. And oh my goodness, he didn't even have a chance. And the runs keep piling on. That's the 4th run in this half inning.
Easton Westland there comes in and scores. Norfolk's really hurting themselves here with some bad throws and wild pitches, and Northstar right now is taking advantage of it.
So after the mound visit, Sinovic originally came out, appeared a little bit better, and then kind of started to lose it again. And before you know it, you have 2 runs put up just like that.
Here's where you don't want another walk. Already 2 walks in the inning for Sinovic. And with 2 down, nobody on the base pads, you want to finish this thing up and get out of this inning.
2 outs, looking at a full count. Slider just couldn't reach that outside corner. And there is yet another walk.
Up to bat for the Navigators, number 3, the 3rd baseman, Peyton Beals.
That brings up Peyton Beals. Still 2 down, runner on first.
Beals flew out in the second. He's looking for his first time on base for the Navigators.
Get on top. Let's go, Ethan. Inspect the baseball. Go make a play here.
So Peyton Beals, can he keep the rally alive? And for Sinovic, is his night over? Or are they going to keep him out for just a little while longer? As there's a wild pitch in the dirt. Over to second.
That one was well short of the plate. And that allows Coleman to advance to second. So now Beals with a chance for an RBI here if he can get a base hit with 2 down.
So the Navigators taking a play out of the Panthers playbook with the aggressive base running, and due to the wild pitches from Sinovic, they've been able to do so.
Good.
They'll call that one.
Caught the inside corner of that plate. Nice job to kind of sweep across that plate and kind of froze Beals. And that was an excellent pitch. Now the question is, can Sinovic do a few more of those? Struggled with his control here in the 3rd.
So Beals looking at 1-1, Coleman at second. Coleman successfully steals third after yet another wild throw, this time coming from the catcher. Caleb Schick threw it a little too far up the baseline, but that could have been dangerous if it was mishandled. So 2-1. Here's a ball ripped right down the third base line, and that brings in another run. Coming in, Jace Coleman from third base. And the Navigators now have a 6-2 lead.
Jaden Johnson.
Yeah, I think that's scored an error. That's a play where a guy like Waldo usually makes that play. Sometimes when you have a bad inning, it can be contagious. Guys don't make the plays they normally make, and that's what Norfolk has to fight through, just some mental errors here. You got to fight through that and try to stay in this game. You don't want to allow, the Northstar Navigators to just pour it on here. Again, about the third time I've mentioned this, Norfolk needs to try to avoid those big innings. And, you had Beals that came around, or rather Coleman that came around and scored. There are two guys that scored off of walks. The last two guys before Beals got on with via the walk and scored without a base hit being hit by Northstar. So that's been a problem.
And the third out comes on a beam into the glove of the second baseman, as C.J. Hoffman comes up with the third out, in an inning that really got away from the Norfolk Panthers. 5 runs at the top of the third, now leading 6-2 is the Navigators. We'll be back with the bottom of the third.
Okay, that's it. Done. Stop. Partnership. It's more than a handshake in a farm field. These are cliches and conventions, and we're here to break them. We want to do the work that needs doing, to take on your challenges together. Let us help move your operation forward. We promise to be the partner you need, not the one you're used to. Honest.
From the moment you realized you needed ongoing care, to the long conversations with loved ones and the scare of having to leave the home you've lived in for so many years, to the moment you realized you didn't have to meeting your caregiver for the first time and those initial fears turning into new friendships, to the moment you felt more supported than you have in a really long time.
Thank you.
We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
Norfolk Memorial Baseball Field, where the Lincoln Northstar Navigators went on an absolute tear at the top of the third, putting up 5 runs, extending the lead 6-2 over the Panthers. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer. Next to Lou Siefker, you're watching NCN Sports Now. And as due up at the bottom of the third for the Panthers is Easton Sullivan.
Now.
1-2 is your count.
Sullivan at the plate. He grounded out in the first inning. Well, for Norfolk, you'd love to have a base hit here just to get something going, give yourself a little momentum. That was a very difficult inning a moment ago with 3 walks and a couple of errors that really allowed Northstar to extend that lead.
So 2-2 for Sullivan. Norfolk just trying to muster up at least a couple of base runs, and that pitch, or excuse me, the throw is wild. Here he goes to second. Is Sullivan. And off of a wild throw, Sullivan makes his way to second base.
Up to bat for the Panthers.
You certainly take that if you're Norfolk. Northstar give you an error back.
It's now Ethan Sinovic. Will stare down the diamond.
That was Braden Sunken that made that error. He's usually pretty sure-handed defender out there, but you'll have some mistakes here and there.
First pitch from McKillop. Chopper over to second, over to first. And there's your first out.
Sinovic grounds out, but moves Sullivan over to third.
Number 15, the third baseman.
With one out.
Waldo.
We got Hudson Waldo, third baseman up there. Chance to try to chip your way back in the game.
First one sees through for a strike. Waldo was the one with the error that popped that run free, which began the scoring spree for the Navigators over at third. Second pitch, popped up to right field. Tags up, and here he comes, and there's a run for the Panthers. As Sullivan gets through, and now it is a 6-3 ball game.
Sullivan reaches on the error and then comes in on a fly out to right field RBI for Hudson Waldo.
And so now Carter Raymakers gets his shot at the plate. Good job on the sac fly from Hudson Waldo. Second pitch sees through, 1-1. Only one down so far for the Panthers.
Raymakers has kind of an open stance there, batting on that right side.
Here's the pitch outside.
Always liked that open stance. It always thought it saw the baseball better. At least I did. Not that I ever saw a baseball very well ever, but I saw myself striking out a lot better when I opened my stance.
And is that ball going to be fair? It is ruled fair. Oh, my goodness. How about that? Here comes Raymakers rounding second, and he's going to hold. Man, from up here, it just seemed like that was going foul, and at the last second, drops in on the third baseline, and before you know it, Raymakers is now standing on second.
That's an excellent hit. Raymakers played that line perfectly, right down the line. Well, you got to give some credit there for that was Jaden Johnson out there in left field just to get to that baseball, get it in quickly, and limit that to a double because that ball was tailing away from him.
So now with that, bringing up Sawyer Wolf, who's in a position to bring Raymakers and drive him in. First pitch, down the pipe, strike one. And it doesn't seem like it. It doesn't really feel like it, but this is a closer game than one would think within 3 runs. Keep in mind, Norfolk took the lead early in the second inning before that tirade of runs. Here's a high fly ball. It's a deep left center field, and that is mishandled by the outfielders, and scoring is Raymakers, and now it's 6-4, and getting to third. Does he make it? Oh, my goodness. Face plants into third base, unable to stay alive, unfortunately, and he does, however, bring in a run, and so that makes it a 2-run ball game.
I just got thrown out there at third. It was an excellent hit. It was definitely trouble out in the gap. Northstar couldn't get to it, and it brings in a run. You see the hit here that right in between the left fielder and the center fielder, and it gets down. But a good job to get it back in and make the play at third base. Norfolk being aggressive. That's an excellent throw. And a very nice scoop tag out there by Peyton Beals to get that out at third. So Panthers able to score a run. Chip in that lead. Norfolk has scored a run in all 3 innings tonight. And Northstar with 1 in the first and 5 in the third. It gives them that 6-3 lead.
And so now on the back half of the third, Cinevek's night will be done at the mound, and now warming up is Carter Raymakers. He'll try to be the reliever for Cinevek.
And Raymakers comes in from center field. Cinevek had 2 pretty good innings, but that third inning really struggled. The entire team struggled with errors, and Cinevek had 3 walks. It really allowed Northstar to take control of the game.
So Raymakers goes to the mound. Cinevek will take Raymaker's spot out in center field. And man, just a wild last couple of innings. But the score on the scoreboard says 6-3. And so now my question to you is, Lou, is that last run not going to count because of the throw out at third being the final out?
Boy, that's a good question. I thought he was in before the out was made, so it should count.
And if it were to count, it would be 6-4.
Well, they must have said it was not.
And if they called that off, then I guess the score remains at 6-3. I was looking at that, wondering if maybe it was some sort of scoreboard, typo. But as of right now, we sit at 6-3. And maybe that's what they're trying to get figured out right now. We have a little bit of a delay in play here.
I think that's going to stand. So 6-3. Northstar in the lead as we head in here to the top of the 4th inning.
Man, I thought he beat it. First pitch from Raymakers in for a strike. Up to bat for the Navigators is number 10. And that is Noah Downs. So the Navigators will have Downs due up, starting with the bottom of the order for their shuffle back and start off again with Austin McKillop. One-two count.
The pitch looked like it had some movement on it. Looked like it curled away there at right across the edge of that outside corner of that plate. That was an excellent pitch.
And you could tell during the warm-ups, Raymakers was working on those breaking balls. Just like you saw there, sits it down beautifully. And Raymakers, first batter, first strikeout. So back to the top of the order we go for the Navigators, Austin McKillop. Raymakers trying to bring the fire. How about that pitch? My goodness, just paints the outside corner. 0-1. Raymakers came to play.
He's looking good right now on the mound. And gets a second strike there. Northstar almost batted around that last inning. As a matter of fact, Downs was at the plate when that last out was made. So certainly if you're Norfolk, and Raymakers is not ready to put anybody on base right now.
And you can tell how confident Raymakers is. Just out of his windup. First ball broke in from the outside, then ties him up with the next. That third pitch was just a little too wild. Two ripped to first base. Gloved by Koenig. And I'll pick up the second out for the Panthers.
The catcher, number 12, Sam Schaefer.
Sun is starting to set here in Norfolk, Nebraska. And the lights are coming on, including here in the studio.
Yeah, Booth was getting a little dark. I figure we might want to read our score sheets here.
First pitch. 0-1, and you can really tell once the ball leaves his hand, you can see the curve. It's a beautiful pitch. That time doesn't catch the corner, making it 1-1.
Like a guy like Raymakers that can throw with power, but can also move that baseball around that strike zone.
That's the pitch he's found and has been seeming to like for the past two batters, and he's making it work now as he's ahead of the count. 1-2, 2 down. Now tied up at 2. As batting for the Navigators is Sam Schaefer.
Schaefer singled last inning and also scored a run.
Good pitch. Man, caught that really well, too. Come on.
3-2, full count, 2 outs. And the Panthers could have a quick inning here.
That would kind of be what the doctor ordered for Norfolk after last inning, a 3 up, 3 down.
And that ball fouled out the third baseline. A good job from Schaefer trying to run it out.
A lot of balls been hit over there tonight by Northstar, making Waldo work at that hot corner.
So Schaefer trying to at least get a base hit, maybe start some sort of a 2-out rally. That's where they saw their success in the previous inning. And I spoke too soon, swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the first appearance for Raymakers. Sits down 2 of the 3 batters. And we will be back with the bottom of the 4th inning here on NCN Sports Now.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. Schaefer's, we're more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us. Supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
Zollner Ford in Beatrice has options to make the process of buying or maintaining vehicles easy and enjoyable. If you have your sights on a new vehicle, a member of our sales team would love to show it to you in the warmth of our showroom or bring it right to your driveway. For maintenance, we offer a few options to make service appointments convenient, like free pickup and delivery within 25 miles of Beatrice, including all of Lincoln. We can also come to you with our mobile service unit to help quickly get going again. Zollner Ford in Beatrice, sales and service with a smile.
So back here with more high school baseball here on NCN Sports Now. We had a little bit of a score change during the break, so actually what was originally called was correct, and the runner did get home in time before the throw over to third, and so the score is actually 6-4. And the scoreboard had to take the time. They're actually still currently updating it as we speak.
I thought for certain that he scored that run. I mean, I thought it was pretty clear that he was in well before the play at third, and looks like they, did what you had to do, get it right. That's the important thing.
And so not as much of a deficit as we thought for the Panthers, now only behind by 2 runs. For those math majors out there, 3-6 turns 4-6, now down by 2. Here's a pop-up. And there's the first out.
Got him to pop up there for that first out in the inning.
That ball fouled off. Just a reminder that NCN Sports is brought to you by Zollner Ford of Lincoln. Here's the 0-1. Looking down the diamond now for the Panthers is Wes Coing, the first baseman. Coing has an 0-2 after Henricks popped up to right field, and there's a missed pitch. Can he run it out? Not in time. The ball thrown over to first, picks up the second out for the Navigators.
Koenig strikes out there, but had a chance to beat out that throw. Northstar looking for their own quick inning. Norfolk just had one a moment ago. Now the Navigators trying to have a 3-up, 3 down.
First pitch, ground ball into short. His foot was off the bag by the time the throw came in, and so he will be ruled safe.
Give Schick credit. Run that out. Don't ever assume you're going to be out. And that gives Norfolk a 2-out base runner.
So they'll bring in a base runner for the Panthers.
Now I like having C.J. Hoffman up now with somebody on. Try to get something started.
So we recycle at the top of the order for the Panthers, C.J. Hoffman.
Hoffman's 1 for 2 in this ball game. Had a double in the first and flew out in the second. Also scored a run in the first.
There's a wild pitch, and the pinch runner heads over to second. C.J. Hoffman looking at a 1-0 with 2 down.
Both teams struggling a little bit at times with some pass balls.
That's Braylon Vada who's pinch running. Taking over for Caleb Schick. Ball whizzes by Hoffman. A little too high. Counts at 2-0. With Vada sitting on second. Two 2-0 for Hoffman. Make it 2-1.
A chance for Hoffman to get an RBI here. 2-out RBI. Again, one of the best hitters here on the Norfolk team, leading off.
Kicks, deals. be looking at a 3-1. Just want to let you folks know this fourth inning sponsor brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org. So Hoffman staring down a 3-1. 2 outs for the Navigators. But with a runner, and that is Vada in scoring position on second, maybe the Panthers could get something done. You're only down 2 runs. Can Hoffman, who is arguably their best batter, bring a little bit of a spark to this fourth inning? And there's a ball ripped right into short, and the throw is over, and not in time. That'll be the third out for the Navigators, and no runs scored at the top of the fourth for the Panthers. And so we'll be back after a quick break here. We're still with 6-4, the Navigators lead the Norfolk Panthers here on NCN Sports.
At Faith Regional Physician Services, our specialists come from all over the world to provide world-class care. They are drawn to Faith Regional because of the ability to live and practice in an advanced medical community coupled with the small-town values that you also value and cherish. We understand that building a relationship with your provider is important. You can feel confident when choosing a Faith Regional physician that you are choosing more than just a provider. You are choosing someone you see in your community that you can trust knows you and your family and is committed to your health and wellness. From family medicine to specialized surgical care, our team of over 125 specialists and surgeons are dedicated to providing you with exemplary care. Serving over 20 communities across Nebraska, finding a provider close to you is easy to do. Faith Regional Physician Services. Care provided by your friends, family, and neighbors is the faith difference.
Welcome back. High school baseball action here on News Channel Nebraska. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer, alongside my partner Lou Siefker, as we head into the bottom of the fourth, as the Lincoln Northstar Navigators have a 6-4 run lead over the Norfolk Panthers. And up on the mound, Raymakers will get his second appearance.
Raymakers was impressive last inning,
as he continues to impress, starting off hot 0-2.
That fastball had some pop to it. Bringing the fire is Raymakers.
So 0-2. Raymakers kicks, deals, just a tad outside. Let's go ahead and take a look at our fifth inning sponsor, supported by Steve Carper and the crew down at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. If you need carpet, go to O Street Carpet.
And Braden Sunken at the plate for Lincoln Northstar. He of the .455 batting average is getting better because he's 2 for 2 tonight. He's got a double and a single back in the first, double last inning, which was also an RBI for Mr. Sunken.
Wild pitch misses the glove. Nobody on, so it doesn't really matter with the aggressive base running. However, you are going up against probably the best batter the Navigators have in Braden Sunken.
One of the best batters is probably in Class A right now, at least one of the hottest.
And imagine striking him out just like that as Carter Raymakers picks up the first out for the Panthers, sitting down the leadoff hitter who is, like you said, Lou, probably one of the best in the state.
Mike Raymakers, as good as you've been, you kind of exhale on that one. You're glad you got Sunken out of the way.
Everything else should be easy from here. Well, not easy, but easier.
Yeah, still some good bats here. including Klein, who's up at the plate right now.
So Caden Klein looks down a 2-0.
Klein also has 2 hits in the ball game, a double and a single, and an RBI, and a run scored. So he's been very productive.
Last pitch painted the outside corner of the plate. So now he's looking at a 2-1. Next pitch does the same, 2-2.
Yeah, Klein kind of looked at that like, I think that was outside. But
that was a break. Oh, my goodness, he called it.
Wow.
What a breaking ball from Raymakers.
That's the kind of breaking ball that makes you look silly because you think it's going to hit you. I think that Klein ducked that. That had so much break to it, it looked like it was coming at him and broke back across the strike zone.
How about Raymakers? My goodness. Had me confused up in the booth here and follows it up with yet another strike. Here's Raymakers. Outside, count at 1-1. Up to bat is Easton Westland.
Now Westland is 0 for 1. He had a ground out in the first and walked in the third, scored a run in that third inning.
Just trying to find the zone on that last pitch, 2-1. Maybe we'll see another one of those. Absolute. Oh my goodness. That time, missed the plate on the inside.
I think you call those curveballs Uncle Charlie's.
Uncle Charlie's. And there's a walk from Raymakers. Not really what you expected after coming off hot with back-to-back strikeouts. And
good at bat for Westland there to, just not be intimidated after seeing that curveball. And drew the walk. Important now if you're Norfolk that you don't, give up more 2-out runs. It's been a little bit of a problem. It certainly was there in that third inning as they gave up 5 runs to Northstar.
So first pitch from Jace Coleman fouled back. Still have 2 down. Westland is on first. Here's Raymakers, throws it over, checks first. They thought he had him, and they did.
He stepped off the bag.
So he loses his footing on the bag, and quick thinking from Coing to be able to get the tag, and wow, an unexpected way to end the inning. We'll be back with more high school baseball. Things are getting physical here on NCN Sports Now.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop by your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, meeting your sales, service, and parts needs.
It's not about the hours, it's not about the acres. It's about the legacy, passed from one generation to the next. At Madison County Bank, we see your farming operation as a legacy, as a successful business, as a crucial part of the world's well-being. For over 130 years, Madison County Bank has stood beside farmers and ranchers in northeast Nebraska. We have been and always will be here to help you grow. Madison County Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back here, bottom of the 5th inning. Lincoln Northstar still leads the Norfolk Panthers 6-4. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer. Joining me is Lou Siefker. First pitch popped right over the third baseman. As the first pitch for the leadoff hitter is a base hit. All credit to Easton Sullivan.
And just enough there for Sullivan. Put that one in play, and that ball had eyes. It found its way down. Now you got a leadoff runner down a couple of runs. This would be a good opportunity for Norfolk to try to get back in this ball game, maybe take the lead if you have a good inning.
First pitch, swing and a miss.
And McKillop says you got to get past me before you think about good innings here.
McKillop has yet to leave the mound. That pitch fouled away, 0-2.
McKillop coming inside, that time on Sinovic, and that one was off the handle of the bat. And I notice Sinovic not wearing gloves. That's got to hurt a little bit when it's cold out when you take one off the short part of the bat.
0-2, checks first. That time is safe. For those that are just joining us in the last inning, the Panthers caught the Navigators sleeping, picking a runner off at first, having it be the last out at the top of the fifth. And that's
swinging.
Caught him swinging indeed. Strike three will sit him down. Moving on up next.
To the plate for the Panthers, for the third baseman, number 15, Hudson Waldo.
So Hudson Waldo now gets the nod, and you have a runner on first, one down. First pitch, sees through for a strike.
Waldo is 0 for 2 in the game, but does have an RBI lined out, but brought in a run in the third inning.
Here's the 0-1 from McKillop. Outside, they're going to go ahead and try to steal here, and he does successfully. It was Ethan Sinovic was able to get the jump off the pitch, and now you have a runner on second. One. That ball fouled off the backboard.
We got Sullivan in scoring position and one out. Probably only down 2 runs. Got a productive guy in Waldo at the plate. Probably not going to try to steal third, but it was an excellent jump to get second.
So here's the 1-2 from McKillop. That ball popped up into center field. Teardrop gets right through, and that advances the runner. Here comes Siv. Oh my goodness. Rounding third and in. Now only a 1 run away. Waldo got to second. Sinovic rounded third and got home. And now it's a 1-run ball game.
It was Sullivan there that came in to score from second. That ball just right in between. There's a couple times we've seen that with Norfolk. Here comes Sullivan rounding third and in easily for the run. And get Waldo the RBI. RBI gets to second base on that hit.
So, that was Sullivan that rounded third and was able to make it home after the teardrop right into center field.
But Raymakers again just got around quickly on that one. Boy, he straightened that out. That might be doing some damage to that outfield fence.
Here's the 0-1 for Raymakers. Ball popped up, fouled back.
I didn't bring my glove tonight.
And I did not bring my car insurance, so that might be an issue.
Yeah, two things you always bring to the ballpark: your glove and your car insurance.
Raymakers tried to chase that pitch, but now it's an 0-2.
A real opportunity here for Norfolk. You got a runner again in scoring position. Raymakers at the plate, only one down. Chance maybe to tie the ball game with a base hit.
Here's the 0-2. Way outside. Saw that through. So 1-2 for Raymakers. The runner on second. Ball popped up. Fly ball into right field, which is corralled rather quickly. Didn't take much for the first baseman to back up and make the play. Not giving enough room for Waldo to get a jump and maybe tag up, go to third, so he'll stay on second.
That's another one that was tough. Klein did a nice job there at first base to get back and make that play. Seen Norfolk a few times, just kind of put the ball where nobody is. But Klein again at first base made a nice play there to make that out.
So that brings up Sawyer Wolf. First pitch called strike, 2 down still. You're only down a run. Here's the 0-1, ripped right into third, snagged immediately. Unbelievable play, and that will end the inning.
There's Peyton Beals out there at the hot corner making that nice catch.
And like you said, Lou, that's kind of where the balls have been going off the bat, and that's kind of been the hot corner for the entire evening. Nevertheless, the Panthers get themselves one run closer from a tie ball game as we go into the top of the 6th inning as the Navigators lead the Norfolk Panthers 6-5. We'll be back after a break here on NCN Sports Now.
The way we use electricity has changed a lot over the years. What hasn't changed is our commitment to make sure it's there the moment you need it. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
Back here, Norfolk Veteran Memorial Field for the top of the 6th inning. Lincoln Northstar Navigators have a 1-run lead, 6-5 over the Norfolk Panthers. As we are reaching what is, I would consider it an exciting conclusion. It's that first pitch grounded over to short. Play is made, first out for the Panthers.
Coleman grounds out there for Northstar. Got Peyton Beals, left-handed batting third baseman. Or I'm sorry, right-handed.
First pitch is a strike.
I see a lot of left-handed third basemen out there.
Kicks, deals the 0-1, turns it to an 0-2.
Wait, important if a guy like Raymakers just get ahead in the count, especially the way he can throw those breaking pitches and make you guess. He throws heat, get ahead in the count, then you're just guessing what's coming.
And there is a strikeout, swing and a miss. And the Panthers pick up yet another out, so it could be a quick inning for the Navigators.
That's strikeout number 5 tonight for Raymakers.
So now bringing up Jaden Johnson, the third batter for the top of the 6th for the Navigators. First pitch, swing and a miss. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 6th inning sponsor, brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations.
Well, that was close.
That was close.
Northstar would have liked to have one of those down that right field line. And Norfolk and Raymakers thinking a 1-2-3 inning. Got Johnson in a hole, 0-2.
Oh, and 2. Almost thought we were going to see one of those Uncle Charlie. Was that what you called it?
Yeah.
Those Uncle Charlie pitches from Raymakers, who's just been throwing absolute heat tonight. Relieving for Sinovic. Is now pitching his 2nd inning. Excuse me, this is his 3rd, I believe.
Yeah, this is the 3rd one. Let's see, I've got, again, I believe 5 strikeouts on the night.
Raymakers has been feeling it from the mound.
Make that 6.
Make it 6. Just like Lou says, make it 6. A quick inning for the Navigators. And we'll be back with the bottom of the 6th after a quick break on NCN Sports.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Welcome back, bottom of the 6th inning. No change to the score yet as the Navigators hold a 6-5 lead over the Norfolk Panthers. Is now leading off for the Panthers is Noah Henricks.
Well, Panthers came back and won it late in game number 1. Got to be on Northstar's mind. They have a 1-run lead here. You're 6 outs away from a split.
Pitch popped high up into right field into foul territory. Almost comes away with it, but is unable to get it in the glove. And so the count will stay at 1-1.
Good effort over there by Klein at first base. He's had a nice night at the plate and in the field. Nearly came up with a big one there.
So 1-1 for Henricks. Make it a 1-2.
Had a good pitch by McKillop. Just clipped that outside portion of the plate.
And McKillop has been in the entire game. As that ball's chopped over to third base. Throws in time. There's the first out. And so one down. Hendricks will take a seat, bringing up Wes Coing.
Pulled the string on that pitch. And Koenig really swinging early at that one.
Caught him swinging once again. Count at 0-2. Kicks, deals.
Trying to get him to chase there. Threw that one way outside.
So it doesn't look like there's any sign of a relieving pitcher for McKillop warming up at all. And
He had somebody out there last inning, but nobody is up now, so must be pretty comfortable with McKillop possibly finishing this ball game.
here's the 1-2. Right down the middle. Strike
Wow.
3 as he caught Koenig looking.
Yeah, did a great job there. That was a good sequence of pitches. Had Koenig guessing on what was coming and got him there on that last pitch. So 2 outs now. Norfolk down a run. Looking for now for a 2-out rally.
So now Caleb Schick will be the third batter up at the bottom of the order. And keep in mind that game 1, Norfolk did trail late by a run as they were able to walk it off in the bottom of the 7th. Not saying we're going to see a repeat of that, but they still have that tenacity to stay in it. As that ball's ripped into third, right past third base into left field. And there's a base hit for Caleb Schick. And the 2-out rally begins.
Schick got that one past third baseman and gets on base. And we'll see what the Panthers can do with 2 outs. And as we mentioned, no one in the bullpen for McKillop, so it's kind of his ball game right now, at least here in the 6th inning. Got the first 2 out.
And so we recycle to the top of the order. C.J. Hoffman will try to keep this rally alive at the bottom of the 6th. Here's the first pitch. Going in on a steal right away is Schick, and Schick's able to get over to second. The ball got away from the catcher. So now Schick on second with Hoffman staring down a 1-0.
Schick had a good jump there. That pitch was way outside, and it was an easy steal, but he had an excellent jump.
And you wonder what's going on here. So it was an intentional walk.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what was transpiring there, but yeah, okay. You don't have to throw the pitches anymore. You can just declare the free pass.
And there's a ground ball right over to the pitcher, over to first, and I'd say that was the right call.
Yeah, it was. Worked out well for the Northstar Navigators.
And so in order to avoid a potential bomb from Hoffman, they decide to intentionally walk him. Ground ball from the pitcher over to first base, and that'll end the inning. And so when we return, we'll be back with the top of the 7th. Score remains the same as the Navigators are up over the Norfolk Panthers, 6-5 on NCN Sports Now.
My son, Christopher Parado, was 20 years old when he was prescribed opioids. It took him 5 days to get addicted. I'm not supposed to be the one to go get his suit and tie and pick which sneakers that I'm going to bury him in. My son overdosed at the age of 22 years old.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Starting off the 7th inning here at Norfolk Memorial Veteran Park, as the Norfolk Panthers are down 5-6 over the Lincoln Northstar Navigators. With 1 inning remaining, Noah Downs here to lead things off for the Navigators. And like I did mention last time, Norfolk did trail by only a run in the previous game that was played before this. We did not televise that game, but that ended with a walk-off in the bottom of the 7th. And not saying that could happen twice in one night, but it's looking like a similar picture from the previous game. So an interesting conclusion. But right now, one thing is for sure, and Norfolk has found their guy on the mound, Lou.
Yeah, Raymakers has pitched well. There's a nice bunt. He got a good jump there, good wheels, but a nice throw. Raymakers throws him out with that strong right arm. Wasn't too bad of a bunt. I thought Downs had a chance there, but again, good throw by Raymakers to get that first. That's really important now, too. When you're trying to stay in the ball game, you got to get that first runner out, and Downs is thrown out on that bunt attempt.
And Noah Downs is not slow by any means, and I thought he was going to run that one out, but Raymakers able to glove it and get it into the first base, and Koenig was right there, and there's your first out. Stick around for after the game. We have our post-game interview that's brought to you by Nebraska Orthopedic Center, your healing destination.
It's one of those games, close ball game, you're just waiting for somebody to be a hero, whether McKillop has been a hero. Both these guys pitching. McKillop's been the starter and has gone the distance for Northstar, and the Raymakers coming in the 3rd inning and really controlled things, kept Norfolk in the ball game. So we've seen the pitchers do good things. Now is somebody going to have a big bat in this game?
And so McKillop pops this one up over the shortstop. He'll get a base hit with 1 down. That brings up Sam Schaefer.
That's a good hit there by McKillop. 1 out, get on base. Northstar trying to avoid that situation that you talked about, Andrew, with not being able to protect that 1-run lead. I'm going to try to tack on some runs here and not give Norfolk that opportunity.
First pitch outside, count 1-0. The ball kind of got away from Raymakers there for a second. They were like not wanting a steal to happen. So here's the 1-0, and the steal does happen. McKillop gets over to second. Well, actually, he's going to be told to go back.
He has a foul ball. Got a piece of it on the swing. Good jump, though. I think that was a hit and run in play. But Schaefer fouled it back.
So Raymakers checks first.
Ooh, good throw.
Did he get him? It looks like they did. And so McKillop will sit down.
Wow.
After Raymakers checks over to first. And that's the second time we've seen that today. And McKillop sits down 1 out away until the Panthers have the opportunity.
That's a big out. Keep Northstar off of the base pads.
That ball's popped up to right field. Can of corn, easy done. 1, 2, 3 for the Norfolk Panthers. And now they'll have a chance at the bottom of the 7th, down by a run. It's all kind of shaping up to be what could have been the ending of the last game over to this. Who knows? We'll be back with an exciting conclusion after a quick break here on NCN Sports Now.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. Schaefer's, we're more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures, out-of-this-world shopping, star-studded evenings, and award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Bottom of the 7th. This is where legends are made here at Norfolk Veteran Baseball Memorial Field. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer alongside Lou Siefker as the Lincoln Northstar Navigators hold a 6-5 run lead over the Norfolk Panthers. But mind you, in the previous game of this doubleheader, in the first game, the Norfolk Panthers were down by 1 run going into the bottom of the 7th, and they were able to walk it off with 2 runs of their own. Now, it could be scripted to have it done tonight. They have the opportunity, but the Navigators, are just actually bringing in a new pitcher.
Now they're going to bring in a closer. And for the Norfolk Panthers, you've got the 3-4-5 in the lineup. You've got Ethan Sinovic, Hudson Waldo, and then Carter Raymakers. So you've got kind of the heart of the order coming up.
So Ethan Sinovic will lead things off for the Panthers to attempt what was previously done just the game before. Sinovic takes the first pitch.
Is that fair?
That's called fair. That gets down right in the just in the right spot. We've seen a lot of those. Just looks like it's going to go foul, but then just at the last second drops fair. And how about that off the first pitch? Sinovic is now on second base.
That's an excellent hit. That's what you want to do. Down a run. Now they're going to talk about it. But Sinovic did his job. Got a great hit. Just fell in that. We've seen several of those tonight that have just kind of painted that line. And now, you got runner in scoring position. And nobody out. Down a run. So a great opportunity for the Panthers.
So they'll have a mound visit to try to prevent a replication of the previous game where they had the commanding lead all through the game and then let it slip through their fingers, and now the Panthers are wanting to do the same. After a mound visit, we'll settle things down here. Is now up to bat is Hudson Waldo. That ball is checked over to first on a fielder's choice. So the runner at third will stay safe, but he is thrown out at first.
And you got Raymakers up, and he has been so good at coming in after those first 3 innings and just dominating from that pitcher spot. Has not allowed a run since he has come in, has 6 strikeouts. We saw a great pickoff move a moment ago.
And so now with Easton Westland in on the mound for the Navigators, he will try to get the save here to hopefully pick up their first win of the night. Stick around for the coach's post-game interview brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. That's coming up here shortly with...
Oh.
How about this? Here's a rundown and great effort from Waldo to try to beat it out to the plate, but going to come up short, and now the Navigators are 1 out away from closing this game out, and we'd walk away with a split.
Actually, I think that tied the ball game there, Andrew, that last one. Sinovic that scored that run, so it's a chance to go extra innings or win it here if you can.
And Sinovic was at third, was able to make it home, and so like you said, Lou will tie up the game, and we'll go to extra innings. And so we'll be right back with the top of the 8th inning here on NCN Sports Now.
Community means something different to everyone. But for me, it means cheering on those around you during the good times and helping them out during the tough times. I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I've been blessed with the support of my friends, family, coaches, and community throughout my life. When looking for a bank to call home, it was easy to choose Midwest Bank. I never feel like just another customer, and they're proud to support their communities. They love what they do, and it shows. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitors Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
Well, extra innings is now finally here at the top of the 8th as we're tied at 6 runs apiece between the Norfolk Panthers and the Lincoln Northstar Navigators. Andrew Pfeiffer and Lou Siefker here calling the game with you. And to get things started off for the Navigators, waiting to see his number.
I believe it's Sunken.
You are correct, that is Sunken, and so Sunken will lead things off at the top of the 8th. We are now into extra innings, 0-2. And Sunken sure has struggled against Raymakers tonight.
He struck out back in the 5th against Raymakers. Was 2 for 2 before that with a single and a double and an RBI.
And swing and a miss, strike 3. Sunken sits down once again.
Strikeout number 7 for Raymakers.
Now up to bat is Caden Klein. First pitch, swung on and missed. Rainmakers kicks, deals. Breaking ball. Just a little bit too down low. So 1-1 with one down.
Again, Raymakers coming in the fourth inning, and it's just been absolute shutdown mode. Northstar scored 5 in the third, have not scored since then.
So here's the 2-1. Now looking at a 3-1, Raymakers needs to be careful before.
Raymakers has only, I believe he only has one walk since he's been in there.
And that one and only walk came off of a 3-1 count, and now off of a 3-1 count here. Caden Klein takes first, and so that'll bring up Easton Westland. And you don't go into panic mode just yet if you're Raymakers. That is your second walk of the night. You've been lights out everywhere else. I believe 7 strikeouts, Lou?
Yes, 7 strikeouts, and Northstar also has to be a little cognizant. You got Klein over there who's had an excellent game. He walks, gets to first, but you got to be careful. You get too big of a lead off, Rainmakers will pick you off.
Runner on first. Here's the 0-1. And like you said, Lou, they'll try to pick you pretty quickly. It's happened twice already tonight. That time, Klein was ready.
The Rainmakers has a good quick move and a strong snap throw over there. And if he catches you leaning the wrong way, you're in trouble.
Here's the pitch.
Nice pitch.
Grazes the inside of the plate. Now the count's at 0-2. Runner on first. Here's Raymakers. Maybe trying to get him to chase or climb the ladder with that pitch, and sees it through. Count now 1-2. Here's Raymakers. Check swing. They're going to call it. And so he will take a seat. And that'll bring up the second out.
Strikeout number 8. My goodness.
The ump saw the bat come forward, but Navigators crowd did not agree. Nevertheless, Wesleyan sits down, and that brings up Jace Coleman. So you have a runner on first.
Take a look at this again. Not close. The umpire saying he went across the front of that plate. A check swing, that was awfully close.
And so here comes Jace Coleman. Raymakers checks first. Hasn't been able to fool Klein yet. That ball called strike.
Panthers have Jacob Colligan in playing first base now. Made a nice stop there to keep that ball from getting past him.
And if there's anything you want to avoid if you're Norfolk, those are those wild throws, those miscues.
Yeah, that's what really hurt him in that third inning. Allowed Northstar to have that big inning that Norfolk is trying to avoid. But since then, again, Raymakers has really shut the Navigators down. Northstar would like to get something going here. Try to get that lead back.
0-2 with 2 down. This could be it. That ball's fouled. Klein will trot back on over to first.
Coleman with a nice at-bat so far, really battling in there and forcing Raymakers to expend some energy and throw a few extra pitches.
We're a pitch away from changing sides. Can Raymaker pick up his 9th? Now looking at a 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Kicks and deals.
Ooh.
That was close.
Yeah, it was close.
Ooh.
Another one of those breaking pitches.
Just grazes the top corner breaking ball and just wasn't enough inside the zone, I guess, but that was close. Now it is 2-2. Could this be the 9th strikeout? Little low, Klein steals second. We're going to call time, give Raymakers a moment to calm down.
Yeah, good idea. Right now, if you're Coleman, got that runner in scoring position, a chance to take the lead. You've got a nice at bat. You'd love to end it here with a base hit.
A base hit could end it, and a strikeout will turn things over. Nevertheless, sitting at a full count, 2 down. This pitch is huge. That ball's popped up to the catcher. As he comes up with the catch, we'll change sides here. Panthers able to hold on. Now they'll get the opportunity at the plate when we return on NCN Sports Now.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop by your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, meeting your sales, service, and parts needs.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same. Plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we, Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
Bottom of the 8th here in Norfolk, Nebraska, as the Panthers are all tied up with the Lincoln Northstar Navigators. Yes, you heard that right. Bottom of the 8th inning. Normally, traditionally, high school baseball playing 7th innings is now going to 8. And after the top of the 8 was rather unproductive for the Navigators, Norfolk now has the chance to walk this game off with a run.
Well, you certainly could. You got Easton Westland out there for a second inning of relief. Did a nice job. The last time out there, got Raymakers to ground out to end that inning, which was obviously a big out that kept Norfolk from possibly winning the ball game.
So leading off, Noah Henricks looking at an 0-1, now 0-2. Back-to-back fouls. Here's the 0-2. Climbs the ladder. Sees it through. Count now at 1-2. Easton Westland making his second inning appearance. Breaking ball, that's called strike. And sits him down on what was a fantastic third and final strike. That was incredible.
Yeah, that was a great pitch. Really fooled Henricks on that one. Big first out. Trying to maintain this tie ball game. Norfolk, the home team, gets the last at bat. You got to keep runners off of the base paths. And Eastland gets a big strikeout there on Henricks.
So Henrik sits down. Was Koenig. It's a fly ball right up into center field. Can it drop? No, it does not. That falls right into the hands of the center fielder. And just like that, 2 outs down.
The catcher, number 5, Eden Kelly.
By the way things are going, it would take a 383-yard missile to end this one.
Yeah. Got Hayden Kelly in the ball game now, replacing Caleb Schick.
As that ball's popped up over to first. Beats him over. And we'll go into the 9th inning. So extra innings going on here at Norfolk as we're tied up at 6. We'll be right back with more high school baseball here on NCN Sports Now.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Salas weaving in, weaving out, and skying for...
Hey sports fans, looking for a convenient pit stop before or after the game? Look no further than Good to Go convenience stores. We're here to keep you going. Fuel up your tank with a refreshing drink and grab one more snack for the road. Good to Go, your winning play for game day.
Biggs. And hey, I can dunk it too.
Good to Go convenience stores. Fuel up for the game locations in Lincoln, York, Geneva, Bruning, and Hebron.
Top of the 9th inning. No, it's not college. No, it's not professional or minor leagues. It's high school baseball here on NCN Sports. We're in extra innings as we're tied here at 6 runs between the Norfolk Panthers and the Lincoln Northstar Navigators. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer alongside Lou Siefker, and we have yet to see any action, especially from that last extra inning, as we remain scoreless here as we still are tied up at 6. And leading off for the Navigators,
should be Beals.
Peyton Beals.
Beals is 0 for 2, reached in the 3rd on an error.
There's a ground ball over to first. Good scoop by the second baseman. On over to Koenig. Excuse me, that's Lane Mead who took over there. Jacob Culligan, excuse me.
Yeah, Culligan's at first, yep.
3rd time's the try. So now 1 down. That ball's ripped into 3rd. And much like last time, over to Culligan again.
Coming to the plate, the
I tell you what, Carter Raymakers is going to pitch it like a full game here. This is inning number 6 in relief, and he has not allowed a run. He has been brilliant for the Panthers.
Well, he came in to relieve pretty early for Sinovac, who began to struggle around the 2nd inning. And like you said, Lou, since then, Raymakers has pitched to almost what would be considered a full game if you include those extra innings. So here's the 1-0. Down the middle. 1-1, still 2 down. Could be a quick 1-2-3 for the Panthers. There's the windup. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Trying to be the saving grace is Noah Downs.
And Downs 0 for 2 on the night. Now 0 for 3.
Caught looking is Noah Downs. 1-2-3 for the Panthers. We'll flip sides here. The Norfolk Panthers will be back on the plate when we come back here on NCN Sports Now.
Do you know when the worst time to find out your sump pump isn't working? The day you need it. At John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, we're offering a $59 sump pump inspection, so you won't have to find a watery surprise in your basement after a storm. For just $59, our licensed and experienced service professionals will examine your sump pump, inspecting its major components to ensure your sump pump is ready and working when you need it most. Hurry, this offer won't last long. John Henry's, serving your family since 1996.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
We're back here with the bottom of the ninth inning. Still scoreless through the extra innings as we are tied at 6 runs apiece. And after a quick 1-2-3 for the Navigators, the Panthers have an opportunity to take away the second game. As the first pitch strikes him right in the back as Waldo will take first. As this is the third inning.
Hoffman, take one for the team there, I guess. You get on base, that hurts. They get hit. The hit by pitch gives that leadoff runner on base, which is exactly what Norfolk wanted.
Lays down the bunt over to first. As there's the first out of the inning.
And moves the base runner over. Now you got the winning run in scoring position in C.J. Hoffman. And you got Ethan Sinovic, the number 3 hitter, at the plate. So if you're a Norfolk fan, you feel like this is prime time for a big hit.
Schaefer stops up by Westland. Tries to get him to calm the nerves a little bit.
This is Westland's third inning in relief. He has been very good.
Here's the pitch from Westland. Swung on and missed. Counts it 0-1 with 1 down. But like you said, Lou, there is a runner on second. This is a prime time opportunity if you are Ethan Sinovic. He was relieved earlier in the game and now has the opportunity to be the hero.
Dude, he'd probably be really good.
Here's the 0-1. Fouled off to left, and man, it is just silent across the ballpark before that pitch comes in.
Everybody holding their breath right now. And a great chance here for the Panthers maybe to steal a couple games if you get a hit here. And that would be big for Norfolk, a team that has traditionally struggled in this sport. They've gotten better the last couple of years. Now they think this year's a chance they could really maybe have a breakout season.
So the 0-2 swung on, pop up to left field, and the ball's going back, and it is caught. And that will keep Hudson Waldo at second. Not going to try to tag up and run to third.
Yeah, you don't want to run into a double play, so still in scoring position. And I've got Hudson Waldo, your number 4 hitter. So you don't take a chance to, as I said, run into a double play. And 2 outs, you're looking for that 2-out hit.
And with the opportunity for Waldo to put this ball in a gap or down a baseline or somewhere out of reach, he could very well end this game. That ball's fouled back. So Waldo could send Hoffman home in a style that was replicated from the previous game. I know I keep bringing it up, but how frustrating it would be for Lincoln Northstar if you had the lead and were in control for most of the game, for both of the games, and then the last minute, last inning, rather extra innings, when the Panthers come back and retake that game.
Waldo only has one hit on the night, but he's got 2 RBIs, actually 3 RBIs. Been able to bring people around, so now a chance if you can get a hit, get your 4th RBI, and it'd be a game winner if you can put together a solid hit here.
Waldo makes contact. We'll move the count to 2-2. Hoffman still on second. And with 2 down, this could go either way. Here's the 2-2 for Waldo. Except this time, decides to check is Wesleyan over to second.
We've talked a lot about Raymakers and what he's done. Wesleyan has been really good out of the bullpen here tonight.
There's a hit to right field. Will it stay fair? It will go foul.
Oh.
And you can see Hoffman licking his chops around in third, saying, please stay down, stay down.
Just a few feet away from a victory there. If Wesleyan could get this out, you just got to tip your hat to this guy.
2-2, 2 down. Waldo has the chance to be the hero for the night. And there's a high fly ball deep to center field as that ball is caught. And so no game ender for Waldo as we will head into the top of the 10th inning. Sorry for the folks that are missing March Madness at the moment, but we'll have more baseball when we return here on NCN Sports.
If you're thinking about becoming a John Deere technician, receive a debt-free degree from Landmark Implement. With the John Deere Student Tech program, receive reimbursement for up to 100% of college tuition, fees, books, and room and board, plus a $5,000 tool stipend. Students are paid a competitive hourly wage for their work hours and are guaranteed employment at a Landmark location after graduation. Visit landmark.careers to find out more about the John Deere Student Tech program and become part of the Landmark difference.
New home on the horizon? Loan it to own it. Need a new car to keep you moving? Loan it to own it. Looking for a new adventure? Loan it to own it with Liberty First Credit Union. Liberty First Credit Union is there for every step of your journey. Anyone can join to receive low payments and fixed rates to help get you through every new milestone. When you're ready to own it, loan it through Liberty First Credit Union.
Top of the 10th inning here, and Norfolk still tied up at 6 runs between the Panthers and the Navigators. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer alongside Lou Siefker, and we are into extra innings.
We didn't televise the first game, but we might get a doubleheader in this one game, the way that's been going here. Already in the 10th inning, both teams refusing to yield, which is, and we expected that really out of both these teams. I think both these coaches feel really good about the lineups they have and their team chemistry. And I think both teams are kind of sensing a chance to have breakout seasons. And you see the way they compete. I mean, Norfolk has had 2 or 3 chances here to win the ball game. But got Wesleyan coming in out of the bullpen that just has shut it down, much like Raymakers has for Norfolk in his several innings here. I guess that'd be 6 innings he had in relief.
So McKillop will be the leadoff hitter, but now an interesting move. If I'm not mistaken,
Waldo at the plate, or at the on the mound rather.
So Waldo's taken over for Raymakers, who had himself a heck of a game. So Waldo's going to try to get the save.
Waldo would be eligible for the win if they get the win.
1-1. Far out. 2-1 count. Austin McKillop pops that ball up. Shallow left seal. And that's an easy catch there. And that's one down for the Panthers.
Northstar with 6 runs through the first 3 innings. They're in the 10th now. They still have 6 runs. They were not able to extend that lead and put this game away. Norfolk chipped away. Norfolk scored 2 in the bottom of the 3rd, 1 in the bottom of the 5th, and 1 in the bottom of the 7th to tie this ball game.
And so with 1 down, Waldo, who has just hit the mound for the first time tonight, has quite the lineup sitting in front of him with Sam Schaefer and Brendan Sunken, excuse me.
No onions.
So here's the 2-0. Swung on and missed.
Schaefer got fooled on that one, way out in front of that.
No onions, just meat lovers. Dang.
So here's Waldo. Sees it through, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Wasn't quite there. Found it in the dirt. Now looking at a full count for Schaefer. Nobody on and 1 down. Here's the windup. And the ball hit down into right field. Diving catch. Does he make the catch? Oh my goodness. How about it? Sawyer Wolf coming up with the grab. An unbelievable catch gets the second out.
Wow. Now that was a catch, folks. That was a, talk about laying out.
Take a look at this replay here. This is the type of stuff you do over a swimming pool with a foam football. Take a look at that.
Yeah, he extended. That's a great catch.
So now over to first. There's out number 3. And the Panthers have yet another opportunity at the bottom of the 10th to try to walk this thing off one more time. The conclusion when we return here on NCN Sports Now.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
Bottom of the 10th inning as we are into our 3rd extra inning of the night. Andrew Pfeiffer, Lou Siefker, no runs in any of the extra innings. And now Norfolk has yet another opportunity to walk the game off.
Yeah, if you're Norfolk, first of all, you try to chase Eastland out of here. Or not, Easton Westland, I mean. He has been a thorn in Norfolk's side. Norfolk's had chances to win, but Easton Westland has been very good out of the bullpen, as we've said several times. He has been the difference right now, and the difference, at least at this point, from a Norfolk win. Norfolk trying to manufacture something here.
So Raymakers, who was relieved in the previous inning, is now at the plate. 2-1 pitch. Now moves to 3-1. If you're Raymakers, you just want to take a deep breath, know that you're ahead, and take advantage of those pitches you see down the middle, because you know that's all they have to throw when you're winning that much in a count. But now you're looking at full, so your options could be expanded here a bit. He could tie up, he could try to get you to chase, he could throw one right down the middle with you staring at it.
Being 2, you figure something's going to be around the plate. You don't, if you're Northstar, you don't want to give up a walk.
That's popped up. Back behind into the parking lot.
Guess it depends on how much Westland trusts his stuff. I mean, and how much which bowls trust him to throw anything off speed or breaking balls. You're going to see a lot of, I think, challenging him in this situation.
And there's a ground ball over to short. Can he run it out? Raymakers, not in time. There's the first out for the Navigators.
Big first out.
Up to bat, the left fielder, number 6.
You don't want to get that leadoff batter on. That's up to Sawyer Wolf to get something started here for Norfolk.
Full count. Caught him looking. Excuse me, that was the first pitch. That was the ground ball. Excuse me, I'm behind a batter, actually. That brings up Sawyer Wolf, and that was an 0-1. 0-2. So 0-2 for Wolf, 1 down. The right fielder will get his chance. Go ahead, Lou.
Wolf 1 for 3. He does have an RBI and has scored a run.
There's a fly ball out to right. That ball's corralled in for the second out. Noah Downs coming up with that catch. Snags the second out, and that brings on number 27. And that is Braylon Vada. We saw him pinch hit earlier tonight. Makes contact. They'll call that a strike. 1-1 with 2 down, and just like that, we're an out away from an 11th inning.
Yeah.
Not if Vada has anything to say about it. He does not. And that is strike 3, sits him down. So stick around, folks. We're not going anywhere. Make sure the kids are tucked in. We got some nighttime baseball coming up here on NCN Sports Now.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back. Sure.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Would you believe me if I told you, Lou, we'd be starting off in the 11th inning
I
tonight?
probably wouldn't have believed that. But both these teams are full of competitors, and they're not going to go down easy. But I would not have guessed an 11-inning ball game.
So here we are at the top of the 11th. Waldo, who's taken over the mound for the second inning in a row. Leading off for the Navigators, Caden Klein. That ball sits in for a strike. Count now 1-2.
Right now it's a battle for both these teams just to get some base runners. Give yourself a chance to score. The game was 6-4, Lincoln Northstar after 3 innings. Only 2 runs have scored since then, both for Norfolk.
And now we're eight innings later.
Yeah.
For all those math majors out there, 8 innings. It's getting late too.
I'd count, but I don't want to take off my shoes.
So 2-2. Navigators just trying to get someone on just to get this thing started.
3 hours.
'Cause that was a wild pitch. Almost met the backside of Klein. Now counts it full. Here's Waldo, kicks and deals the full. And that is a walk. So Caden Klein will take first. And you almost wonder if they're going to have to get Waldo to settle down maybe with a mound visit here.
Caden Klein is 2 for 3 tonight at the plate, but he's walked twice. And he has 2 RBIs and scored a run. So he's had a nice night. He's been on base 4 out of 5 times.
Tries to lay a bunt as Wesleyan. Flies by him, so they'll pick up the strike. Tries to pick him off. Klein's had his head on a swivel when he's been put in those situations.
Yeah.
Saw Raymakers try to do it to him a couple times, but
Raymakers got a couple of pickoffs over there while he was in there.
Here's the 0-1. Wesleyan trying to lay down that bunt just to advance Klein over to second to get him in scoring position, just to open up something. The officiating crew. And it looks like they determined.
They call that a strike.
Yes. So that will be a strike instead of a ball. Let's take a look at that one more time here. Here it is again. Laying down the bunt. Did miss it, but he did cross the plate.
Yeah, he did take a poke at it. I think that's the right call. But Wesleyan could be a real hero here. He's been so good on the mound. Can you get a big hit?
Easton Wesleyan with Klein on first. There's a big hit. Deep to right center field. It gets down. Here comes Klein rounding third. Can Klein get home? He's told to stay.
Oh.
And now you have 2 runners in scoring position.
It's the right move there to hold him, but I thought he had a chance maybe to score. You don't want to have him thrown out with nobody out. That's the right call to be conservative. There's the big hit, though, that we've been waiting for both of these teams, and it's who else but Mr. Easton Westland.
So Klein at third, Westland at second, and that brings up number 11, Jace Coleman. And Coleman has an opportunity here to really break this thing open.
Yeah, this is their chance. Nobody out. 2 runners in scoring position. If you're Northstar and you want to win this game, you've got to produce here.
The Ducks are on the pond, and they're probably tired and want to go home.
That's just the old guys in the booth that want to go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm having fun.
I turned 25. I'm getting up there. I don't know.
25. I've got socks that old.
Jace Coleman. 2 runners in scoring position.
And that's what you want to do if your Coleman is, don't just go up there swinging wildly. Make Waldo throw you a pitch. Be selective here, especially with 2 on, nobody out. Wait for what you want.
Here's the 0-2. Make it 1-2. Trying to get him to chase on that last pitch. Klein and Westland anxiously waiting to turn that corner. Ball's fouled out. So the count is 1-2.
And a great chance for Jace Coleman. He's walked. He's 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Does have a run scored.
Now Jace Coleman, if he can't get it done, there is still 2. There are no outs just yet. There's a high pop up over to first. Oh, and he runs into him on the baseline. I mean, I understand if he was standing in the baseline. I get that, but oh, let's see what goes on here.
Yeah, they called him out.
So Coleman drives his shoulder.
That play is right along the first base line.
That's Colligan. You can see Coleman just dip his shoulder right into there as Colligan stepped on the baseline. And now we're standing out here waiting for a decision.
Yeah, they've already called him out. I think they're just talking with the each of the coaches about the call, but they made a definitive out call at first.
You really don't see that too often, especially.
Colligan had the right to make the play. The play's right down first base line. And the runner can't run through the fielder. So it's an easy out call.
Yeah, it almost kind of seemed like he was trying to avoid him maybe at first and just checked him with the shoulder. I don't know if that was quite intentional, but.
Speaking of intentional, now you've got an intentional walk.
That was a good segue. And so now bases are loaded here for Lincoln Northstar, and now due up at the plate is Jaden Johnson after Peyton Beals takes first. And there's only 1 out. Johnson having a conversation with his third base coach.
Johnson is 0 for 4 tonight.
Now, you still have 1 out. So there could be many places you could go with this, whether that be just to maybe try to suicide squeeze, get the third base to come home.
Johnson, you just want to try to put this ball in play and give yourself a chance to get a run. Or for Norfolk, obviously with the bases loaded, you're going for the force out, and if you can, you try to turn two and get out of this.
So now if you're Waldo, the pressure's on because obviously you don't want to give up a walk. Trying to get the ball in play, popped up and fouled.
There was your squeeze play, Andrew, that you just talked about.
Just trying to get the ball in play, and as aggressive as they've been running the bases all night, not a bad idea. Just to put the ball on the ground. And
Johnson, one of the guys at the bottom of the order, and 0 for 4 tonight. Probably not a bad idea to try that, just to drop down that bunt.
One. We're in the 11th, folks. Swung on and missed. 1 and 2. Does he lay the bunt? Does he go for the swing? Here's the 1-2. Hacks at it, ball fouled up, and that will be out of play.
It's not a bad swing if you can straighten that out. Even if you hit it out there towards center field, you got a chance to tag up and get that run that you need to take this lead.
Still sitting at 1 and 2 with surprisingly only one out. Bases are loaded. There's an opportunity that awaits Jaden Johnson. Here's the pitch. Too high. Count goes to 2-2.
A little high, a little off the corner there. Good job by Johnson to lay off that pitch, not be overly aggressive.
So here's the 2-2. Can he sit him down? Thought about stealing home, but catcher was all over it.
That was Kelly that in at catcher now. Did a good job just to get on that right away. Don't allow that to get away from you and let that run from third come in.
Full count, 1 down. Now hold on, we have a little mound visit trying to get Waldo to calm down. Because a walk gives a run.
Yeah, it's an important pitch here, and you got to be on the same page. Kelly and Waldo talking it over. You're going to see a lot of fastballs that challenge Johnson at this point.
Straight down the middle. Who's got more power, the thrower or the hitter? Strike 3. Sits him down. And that's 2 outs.
Wow. Well, now you've got, I believe this is a new batter in.
For Lincoln Northstar, pinch hitter, number 17,
Jamison Lance. Number 17, he's a sophomore. Comes in for Noah Davis.
So Jamison Lance will get his first plate appearance of the night.
Well, can Lance be the hero coming off the bench? Well, both teams have had chances to score runs. Northstar was set up perfectly. Runners in scoring position and nobody out. Norfolk now 1 out away from getting out of this.
And that ball came off hot off the bat for Lance, but into foul territory. 0-1 with 2 down. Lance has the opportunity to blow this game open with his first appearance of the night behind the plate with runners all aboard. Sees it through, 0-2. So Waldo starting to figure things out, getting ahead in the count early. Just trying to work himself out of this jam that he is in to give Norfolk an opportunity to at least make it easier for him.
A chance here to really get out of that jam because, as I mentioned before, at second and third, if I remember correctly, and nobody out. And now, one pitch away from getting out of it.
Here's the 0-2 for Lance. Off the top of the barrel, that's fouled. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Panthers get themselves out of a jam with another opportunity coming next in the bottom of the 11th right here on NCN Sports Now.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Bottom of the 11th inning as we are in extra innings here, and what was a crazy last half inning I should say, top of the 11th, so many opportunities to blow the game open and get some runs on the board, has amassed to about nothing. We are still sitting at 6-6, which was the same score at the end of the regulation. We are now in the bottom of the 11th inning, still no runs since then. Although Norfolk did a great job of being able to keep themselves out of a jam. And now Norfolk will get the chance behind the plate, but not before the Navigators will bring on a new pitcher at the mound. Excuse me, no, that'll still be Wesleyan. We're just getting him to warm up a little more.
Yeah, he's been very solid in his relief outing. Much like Raymakers was for Norfolk, he's going a long way. And why not? Because Norfolk has not been able to score on him.
So your leadoff hitter for the Norfolk Panthers is number 23,
Culligan.
Jacob Culligan, who stepped in at first base.
Come on, kid!
He stepped in for Wes Koenig earlier on in the game, stayed there since. Now gets his opportunity at the plate. So Norfolk has yet another chance to walk this thing off, depending on how the bats can run here at Veteran Memorial Field. The 1-0 pitch fouled off.
Come on, Jake! Come on, bud! What do you say, kid?
Culligan's been solid at first since he's been in the ball game, made some plays over there. Now for Norfolk, you'd love to have talk about a lot tonight. Get that leadoff runner on. Northstar has got to be kicking themselves because they had such a great chance to score and take the lead. Did not do it.
You got to wonder, did that make it to the glove of the catcher there? It seemed like it almost hit him. Well, it seems like it didn't. Had me fooled at least.
Culligan got down on that one, otherwise it would have.
Ball misses the glove. And now here's something interesting, folks. Norfolk's starting to exercise their bench a little more. And so up on deck is Hayden Kelly.
He's been in at catcher for the last couple innings.
And so there's a ground ball right up the middle. Grounded by short over to first. Was he on the bag? Yes, he was. And so they'll call him out, and they'll pick up their first out. Now Hayden Kelly is due up.
Right, Lance over there at first, just hang on. It looked like he might have bobbled the ball a little bit, but held on to it, kept his foot on the bag, did a good job to secure that out. See this again here. Yeah, it was more of his foot. He did not bubble the ball, but he did pull his foot off and got it back on the bag perfectly.
Now Hayden Kelly getting what I believe is his first plate appearance of the night. Second pitch goes in for a strike, and the pace of these pitches, it just seems like it's getting quicker and quicker.
And Northstar still has a drive back to Lincoln yet.
Good 2-hour trek down Highway 81. Good. 3-1. Good contact down to center field. Does it drop in time? It does. Unable to be caught by the center fielder. There's a base hit for Kelly. And now the Grim Reaper of all the hitters, the last guy you probably want to see stepping up into the box, C.J. Hoffman.
Yeah, Hoffman can do some damage here. Norfolk's gone through that top of the order a few times, and Westland has been able to shut them down.
Ball came off the barrel pretty hot, however, fouled over the first base line, out of play. And it's 0-1. Pitcher going to take some time. Wesleyan trying to navigate arguably the best batter on this Norfolk roster. Next pitch fouled off.
Now Hoffman was on base, got hit by a pitch. Led that ninth inning off. But they did not bring him around. He's walked and grounded out twice, and then had a double in the first inning.
Whew. And way to keep your position there. That ball just barely whizzed by his head.
Yeah.
My goodness. So now 1-2 with one down. Checks over to first. Kelly stays on. Wesleyan tries again. Man, they're really trying to catch the Panthers sleeping. Yeah. We saw it happen a couple times earlier in the regulation, but
trying to keep Kelly close over there at first base. Don't want him to have a good lead.
But I believe after a couple of first-hand examples of getting caught sleeping, I think both teams kind of recognize how often and how occurrent these pickoff throws could happen. One, two, low and away. Hoffman could have the opportunity to put Kelly in scoring position, however, swings on a pitch that was well out of his range. Oh man, that was kind of an ugly swing. And so that's 2 outs. And with that brings up Easton Sullivan.
Sullivan now with a chance. 2 outs. Norfolk needs a big hit, and this might be, no, it's going to be short.
So the ball popped up to first base. And here we go to inning number 12, folks. Stick around. We'll be back with more high school Class A baseball here, right here on NCN Sports Now.
Okay, that's it. Done. Stop. Partnership. It's more than a handshake in a farm field. These are cliches and conventions, and we're here to break them. We want to do the work that needs doing, to take on your challenges together. Let us help move your operation forward. We promise to be the partner you need, not the one you're used to. Honest.
From the moment you realized you needed ongoing care, to the long conversations with loved ones, and the scare of having to leave the home you've lived in for so many years, to the moment you realized you didn't have to meeting your caregiver for the first time, and those initial fears turning into new friendships, to the moment you felt more supported than you have in a really long time.
Thank you.
We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
Top of the hour, top of the 12. It's the 12th inning, folks, and I can't think straight. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer with Lou Siefker alongside me. There's been a lot of baseball happening these last couple of hours, and we're getting to the point where
if anybody's got a pot of coffee, you might want to just bring it up here. The way these teams are playing, they're battling. No one's going to go down easy.
Waldo will stay up on the mound for the Panthers to lead off the 12th inning. And there is a solid hit into center field. That's a base hit for Austin McKillop, and that's a good way to start.
Up for the Navigators, number 12, Sam Schaefer.
That's a big hit to start the inning. Now, again, Northstar last inning had runners in scoring position, nobody out, did not score a run. So if you're Northstar, you want to get that big hit. You got that leadoff runner on. Have not scored a run since that 5-run third inning. So Northstar really desperate to put some runs on the board.
Waldo checks first. McKillop back in time. Schaefer still looking. Good job. They're going to count that. So 0-1 for Schaefer.
Stay down, right? Stay down. See the button first before you go. Come on.
And there's a nice soft tap over in front of the pitcher. Can he throw him out? No, he doesn't. And now how about this? McKillop's over on second. He was debating going third, and Schaefer able to lay down a soft hit. Take a look at this bunt. Lays down the bunt, is able to run it out.
It's a nice spot to put that bunt. It forced Waldo to come off the mound and make a tough throw over there. Almost had him. The ball bobbled there at first, and now here we go again. Northstar. Both teams have had chances to score runs in the last few innings, and both teams have failed to do so against good relief pitching. Let's see if Northstar, with nobody out, 2-1, can you produce some runs?
And here comes Sunken, who's showing bunt. That's going to pull the first baseman closer. Just trying to make sure they don't replicate previous at-bat.
Sunken is such a good batter. Wouldn't be surprised to see him, if he squares to bunt, he may pull that back and swing away. Nope.
And that will roll foul. Tried to put it in a good spot, was close. Just rolled off the first base line.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad bunt at all. If he lays that down, it just spun foul. If you can just lay that down along that first base line, you definitely move both runners over. That was very close.
So Sunken staring down the 0-1 after a failed bunt attempt gone foul. You have a runner on first and second. Can Sunken find the hit he's been looking for tonight? Pulls back on the bunt. It's called strike 0-2.
So cold.
Here's the 0-2. Outside, and the ball's gotten away from the catcher. And that will advance 2 runners into scoring position. As the ball just happened to get away from Sam Schaefer.
Kelly at catcher.
Excuse me, Kelly.
This is right where North Star was last inning. Second, third, nobody out. Well, you just got to put it in, get a run here. You got your best hitter at the plate right now.
Pitch is a little high. You almost wonder if they want to intentionally walk Sunken at this point. Sunken versus Waldo. Here's the 2-2. Kelly sure trying his hardest to just keep that ball from rolling back to the backstop and preventing what could be a disastrous way to give up that first run in extra innings. And so here's the full count. Still not a single out. 2 runners in scoring position. Here's Waldo. And there's a ground ball. They're going to go ahead and go home, try to tag him out. And that they do. And so taking a seat is McKillop after he tried to go take advantage but was unable to. Trying to go home, was tagged out. Sunken will get on first. You have a runner on third, so runners at the corners.
The Navigator's trying to be aggressive there, and it kind of blew up on him. Sunken did not get a great piece of that baseball and went right back to the pitcher. Waldo makes a nice throw to Kelly, and Kelly makes the tag for the out. So here we go again. Can Northstar get that run across?
Caden Klein with 1 down. He has runners on the corners. Like you said, Lou, the last time they were in this predicament, they weren't able to amount any runs out of it. But here's a high fly ball to right field. And that ball's caught, trying to go for the tag up, and he's going home. Does he have it?
Oh.
Runs into the catcher, and he is safe. He is ruled safe. Scoring for the Navigators is Sam Schaefer.
And Schaefer comes in to score. Ball hit to shallow right field. The play is made. The throw wasn't too terribly bad. Kelly just a little bit off the mark. Kelly reaches for the basketball. I'm still in basketball mode. For the baseball. And just not able to come up with it. So the run finally for Northstar comes across. Their first run since the 3rd inning.
So after the tag up after a deep shot to right field, that gave Schaefer enough time to plow through Kelly and get home. And that might have just been the tipping point. So now they're going to have a visit with Waldo on the mound. And honestly, what a game.
Yeah, it's been back and forth. Whoever loses this game is going to. Both teams have had a lot of opportunities to get this thing done. So whoever loses this game, you're going to look back at some of those missed opportunities. But I think both of these are much improved teams. I think both teams, we've said before, I think feel good about what's ahead of them this year. This has been a hotly contested, really doubleheader. We didn't get to see the first game. Norfolk won in the bottom of the 7th, 3-2, and now this one into the 12th inning.
So with 2 down, Sunken sits at second. Easton Wesleyan looking at an 0-1 count. A run has finally been scored from the Navigators. Can they capitalize and stretch that lead even further? And there's a shot into right field, just turned foul. It was close.
That was very close. Right down the line, just foul. Well, Easton Westland has been so good out of that bullpen. He does have a run scored tonight. It would have been a gigantic hit if he'd have been able to put it down. Instead, strikes out.
Swung on and missed. Strike 3 will turn things over. A run finally scored since the end of regulation as the Navigators are up over the Panthers 7-6. We'll return with the bottom half of the 12th on NCN Sports.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. Schaefer's, we're more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us. Supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
Bottom of the 12th inning here. A run was finally scored at the top of the 12th, as now the Navigators have a 7-6 run lead over the Norfolk Panthers. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer alongside Lou Siefker. Norfolk is just 3 outs away from losing this game, and then that way it would be a split series.
And Northstar in great position now. Can you hold the lead?
But in innings shown previously, the Panthers like to fight back. First pitch off the barrel, fouled back.
Easton Westland again. Westland and Raymakers have been putting on a show out of the bullpen for both these teams. Raymakers out of the game now.
Sinovic chops at the ball. Wesleyan unable to come up with it.
Oh.
Sinovic is safe over at first. As the ball was running hot right into Westland's glove, he was unable to corral it, and it bounced away and just was put in the right spot for.
Yeah, got his hand out, got the glove out there, and unfortunately for the Navigators, that play actually created the hit. If he doesn't come up with it, it kind of laid in no man's land, and they were not able to get the out.
And there's a crack of the bat right down the right center gap. And rounding third, it looks like he's told to stay, so that'll be a single.
Wow.
So a base hit puts runners on the corners. And just like that, here come the Panthers.
Boy, these teams will not quit, will they? They just keep battling. Norfolk first and third now, and nobody out. And the Panthers get a couple of runs and end this game, get it 1 run, and we keep playing. Or can Northstar shut them down and get out of here with the split?
Raymakers has been the hero on the mound. Now can he be the hero? There's a shot to left field. That drags
Yeah,
it
get
around.
away from him.
The tying run, that's going to get away from him. Now, wait a second. Raymakers gets into second. Now we have a runner on third and second and 2 in scoring position. We are now tied at 7. And now with the bottom of the 12th, I believe, Lou, Norfolk has an opportunity to walk this off.
Yeah. Yeah, got away from the left fielder out there now. You're going to intentionally walk Sawyer Wolf. That sets up the force at every base. If you're Northstar, well, in this situation, you just try to get an out wherever you can get it. But you're probably coming home if depending on how aggressive Norfolk is, because you obviously the run will end the ball game. But your first shot right now is to come home with it. That's why the infield is in.
So Braylon Vada is now up. Counts at 1-0. Bases are loaded, but all it takes is someone running in from third. Is now the counts at 1-1. Braylon Vada has the opportunity, and that is a strike, 1-2. And what is amassed to 12 innings? Could it end here? Vada has the opportunity to finally let everyone here go home. Braylon Vada, smart way to see it. I don't know if he was trying to get him to chase but he stayed smart. Now the count is full. Still 0 outs, mind you. Can Vada do it? There's a ground ball to short. They're going to try to throw home. Do they have him? They say he's safe. They say he's safe. They say he's safe. Wait a minute. The Panthers just won. The Panthers just won.
Yep, Panthers get the job done. They're contesting the play right now.
And the catcher is livid.
And I think the catcher, now the game's over. I think the umpire motioned like he threw him out of the game. I don't know what repercussions that'll have. That was a close play at the plate. But
let's take a look at that replay. Here.
Yep, see it again. I don't know that he had control of the baseball when he tried to apply the tag. We'll see here. Did he?
It's hard to tell if he really placed the tag or not. We're going to have another look coming in here very shortly. Nevertheless, folks, this game is over, and Norfolk takes the series 2-0. Take a look at that one more time.
That's a close play. Norfolk. Waldo slides in. It appears. That is just so difficult to tell.
And after a long, frustrating night for both sides, this is how it finally ends. A maybe what you would consider controversial call. But for now, the Norfolk Panthers get it done in the 2 games. And so when we return, we'll be back with highlights, coach interviews, post-game show, and a whole lot more when we return. The Panthers win 7-6, 8-7.
The postgame show on NCN Sports is brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations.
Ford & Beatrice has options to make the process of buying or maintaining vehicles easy and enjoyable. If you have your sights on a new vehicle, a member of our sales team would love to show it to you in the warmth of our showroom or bring it right to your driveway. For maintenance, we offer a few options to make service appointments convenient, like free pickup and delivery within 25 miles of Beatrice, including all all of Lincoln. We can also come to you with our mobile service unit to help quickly get going again. Zollner Ford and Beatrice. Sales and service with a smile.
At Faith Regional Physician Services, our specialists come from all over the world to provide world-class care. They are drawn to Faith Regional because of the ability to live and practice in an advanced medical community coupled with the small-town values that you also value and cherish. We understand that building a relationship with your provider is important. You can feel confident when choosing a Faith Regional physician that you are choosing more than just a provider. You are choosing someone you see in your community that you can trust knows you and your family and is committed to your health and wellness. From family medicine to specialized surgical care, our team of over 125 specialists and surgeons are dedicated to providing you with exemplary care. Serving over 20 communities across Nebraska, finding a provider close to you is easy to do. Faith Regional Physician Services. Care provided by your friends, family, and neighbors is the Faith difference.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop by your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. U-Safe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, meeting your sales, service, and parts needs.
It's not about the hours, it's not about the acres. It's about the legacy, passed from one generation to the next. At Madison County Bank, we see your farming operation as a legacy, as a successful business, as a crucial part of the world's well-being. For over 130 years, Madison County Bank has stood beside farmers and ranchers in northeast Nebraska. We have been and always will be here to help you grow. Madison County Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The way we use electricity has changed a lot over the years. What hasn't changed is our commitment to make sure it's there the moment you need it. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
Test.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports. The postgame show on NCN Sports is brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations.
Back here at the end of the game, which was a rather long game, and Norfolk Panthers finally get the win 8-7. We have Lou Sievker down on the sideline, who is speaking with the head coach and our player of the game. Lou?
Well, thanks a lot, Andrew. Well, 12 is the number, but it wasn't midnight, and these guys aren't Cinderella. But Norfolk Panthers find a way to get the win here in extra innings in the 12th inning, a 7-6 win, and also get a doubleheader sweep. I'm joined now by Brian Dish, head coach of the Panthers, and Carter Raymakers, our player of the game. And Coach, let's start with you. And first of all, what does it say about your team? Both games, you find ways just to scrap and claw and find a way to win.
Yeah, I mean, that's our third win from behind. It just kind of shows that, we believe, we're gritty. We got, 10 seniors on this team that believe. And when you have that, you can get yourself ready to play and believe no matter what the situation is that you have an opportunity to win the game.
We had a rough inning there in that third inning, gave up 5 runs, had some errors, had some walks, just things didn't go your way, but yet you found a way to stay in it. What was the secret of just staying the course and finding a way?
Well, I mean, the big thing was putting zeros up, obviously. When Carter came in relief, we played defense, we put up zeros, and, really, the dugout atmosphere, we were down in the game, but we you could just tell our guys, we believe that we were going to kind of chip away and get back in it. You could see the confidence was still there. And so, when you have that, when you have that situation arise, that gives us the best chance to, chip away and give us a chance to win at the end.
Is this what you expect out of Carter now, coming out of that bullpen, just come in there and put up a bunch of zeros for you?
Yeah, Carter's he was our reliever last year, did a great job out of the bullpen. I think he set tied our season saves record last year. I know he likes to start too, and he pretty much kind of did a start tonight, all the innings he had to throw tonight, but he does a great job of changing speeds and, keeping hitters off balance and, gave us a good chance to win tonight.
What did you see in that last play at the plate? I know there was some contention. Northstar thought that the tag was made. What did you see?
Hard to tell. You guys probably saw it better than us with the TV, of course. But, what it looked like is the catcher might have thought he pulled his foot, so then he tried to tag him. Whether his foot was on the base or not, that's hard. It was a bang-bang play. It's tough to end that way. But I'm sure with the video evidence, you guys probably saw what it was. So the play was safe, so we'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll take it safe. Yeah, it was a bang-bang play. You're right, Coach. Now, going forward, a doubleheader win over Northstar, that's getting you going in the right direction, isn't it?
It is. Last year we won the first game against those guys and then lost a tough one to them in the second game. And so, we were looking to win both games. They got a nice team. Their first 6 hitters are really good hitters. And, that just kind of speaks a lot of, what we did in our bullpen to come in and kind of shut them down.
Absolutely. Coach, well, congratulations. It's getting late. You guys better get to bed.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. Let's get Coach Brian Dish. Let's get Carter in here. Carter, now you came out of the bullpen. You guys were struggling. What were you thinking there? What was your mindset as you came out there and you guys are behind?
Man, it was just one pitch at a time. That's all I was thinking. I was just getting ahead in the count right away. Getting that 0-1 is really important, and then just attacking them after that.
You also, before we get to the pitching side of things, you had a couple of hits, especially a double there late in the ball game. What did you see? What was the pitch? How were you able to take that out and get that double?
Well, it was a fastball. Man, it was just right there in the sweet spot. So just had to hack at it, get it out, and get a double on it. Yep.
I think you were 2 for 6 on the night, so that was obviously a big hit. Did your confidence wane at all, or did you know you were going to get that hit?
It was waning a little bit, and then I knew right when it was coming down, it was just going to be a good hit.
We had some great pitches. I know one of them was what I always called an Uncle Charlie. It was a curveball. It looks like it's going to hit you, and you duck out of the way, and you get a strike. Yep. Have you been working on that?
Oh, yeah. Ever since I've been throwing a curveball, it's been 12-6, and then I got a pretty nasty slider that goes seatbelt, so, yep.
Also had a couple of pickoffs over there at first. What was the secret of getting those pickups?
Well, first pitch, they'd lay down the bunt, and then I knew that they were going to run. So if you just wait a little bit and pick off, you're going to catch them by surprise.
You feel like this maybe Norfolk baseball turning the corner here a little bit? You get some big wins. You come from behind. You find ways to win. Is this just the beginning for the Panthers?
For sure. Yep, we always find a way to win. We're just gritty players.
It was a gritty game, Carter. Congratulations, not only victory, but being our player of the game.
Thank you.
That's Carter Raymakers, our player of the game. Andrew, let's send it back to you.
Thank you so much, Lou. Carter Raymakers, our player of the game. Of course, congratulations to him and Coach Dish on picking up what is a spectacular win. 8-7. Norfolk wins over the Lincoln Northstar Navigators. Excuse me, folks. It has been a long night a game that went into 12th innings, too shy of what would be a double game in regulation. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of our top highlights from the game. This was our second game from the doubleheader. Those are coming up here in just a moment. Here's our top plays. Lincoln Northstar Navigators, Norfolk Panthers, in a game that went to 12 innings. Man, it got everyone tired up here in the booth. Let's take a look at this first one. Sinovac, right to the glove, able to haul in a beautiful beam. And then coming up after that, Sunken was able to find it through the gap to left field, and that brought out the first score as the Navigators took the board first on the night. And that was just the one of many runs that were to come this evening. Now moving on over, Waldo was able to find his way getting home, going on from third, sliding in, and stealing, that's actually C.J. Hoffman who got in and got the score. C.J. Hoffman also keeping Norfolk in the game for a majority. It was a close game for most of it. And then moving on to Schaefer. Schaefer found a nice spot in right field, able to pull another run in. And this game was going back and forth the entire day. They kept it close, 4-2. And then here we go. This is Westland coming in from third, and he was able to take advantage of the missed pitch. And this is when things really started to derail for the Panthers, but up until Raymakers found a nice spot left center field and then bringing Raymakers around third, sending him home, and the Panthers, just as you know it, are right back in it after a few miscues. Now, Raymakers, check out this catch. Deep diving catch in the right field. That's the type of stuff that you see on MLB The Show, folks. That is absolutely ridiculous. Raymakers comes up with the gate catch, but shortly after, Schaefer finds a beautiful spot out in the outfield where he can generate a score, and that was quickly followed by a Schick score as well. So your final, that will make it 8-7, the Norfolk Panthers. Oh, we'll take a look at this highlight as well. That one gets spot out. This is Schaefer out in left field. Schaefer gets around third, and that brings in the score. And then this is when it got all tied up towards the end, and we were starting to get into those extra innings, and it took quite a while until anything prevailed out of it. And that was the controversial call you see. They say he was safe, and that is how the game ended on a walk-off. And your final score, Norfolk wins over the Lincoln Northstar Navigators 8-7. Those are your look at your top plays. We'll have more of that to come here in recent games. But, however, I'm Andrew Pfeiffer. It's been a long day, folks, if you can't tell already. I'm exhausted. I'm sure you guys are as well. 12 innings. That has ended with a Norfolk Panther win, 8-7. I'm Andrew Pfeiffer alongside Lou Siefker saying so long and goodbye.